Well, since I'm sitting here watching the clock tick down, I might as well go ahead and get started. So let me start greeting people. Let me make sure that we're on, first of all. There we go. We're on. So let me welcome a few people in. My brother from Brazil, Shelton. Okay. Uh, I made you a mod, so a temporary mod. So put your channel link into the description, into the chat, so people can check you out. He's one of our passport bros. I do believe he's married with a kid down in Brazil, so he's doing it the right way. So check him out. Give him a like, give him a share, give him a subscription if you can. AL, what's up, man? Dave Tom, what's going on? Passport OG, yeah. Interesting 2 weeks, man. I'm listening. What's up, Vince? What's up, Savi? What's up, Smitty? What's up, Smitty? Where you at, man? Are you home or you out? Pragmatic Prime, Larry Legend, Trader Man, what's up? F Holiday, what's up? Joe's, what's up? Marcus think Oh man, it's let's put it this way, man. Uh what I hope wouldn't happen, because even though I am a amoral pragmatist and a political agnostic, okay, and what I hope wouldn't happen has happened, man, because I'm still here in the United States, man. I still use the dollar. I don't want to see this kind of shit, man. But it is what it is, man. You can't stop it. Once people make decisions, it is what it is. So I wish the markets aren't big enough to determine anything anymore, because it's outside of them. The days of the United States markets determining how the rest of the world flows, it's those days are done, man. We're one of many now. Smitty is out with his Dutch wife. I wish. Oh, you just love Brazil. Okay, okay. I get you mixed up with another brother that always emails me, and out, he's actually in Brazil. Valeri, what's up? Jim Rat, what's up? Smitty, what's up? Toya, what's up? I couldn't do my co-host. She's got a baby and she got to babysit, and her husband's got called to duty because he's in the military. So we couldn't do it this Friday. Next Friday, hell or high water, I'm gonna have a women's. I'm gonna have a women's hour. Okay, a women's show. I'm probably just gonna have to script some things out before, during the week. So when I get there, so I can at least do an hour, at least show up. And if the women want to come on, that's fine. Um, because yeah, I understand she's got a family, so she can't always do it. So and I don't want to just keep canceling shows because she got a family. So next week I'm just gonna script some things out and invite women up. It's not toast, but the thing is, it's not gonna be what it was. Okay, all right, okay. I mistaked you. Okay, I'm sorry. Could I share with you the Spanish version of KS? I guess you could. I guess you could. I'll make you a temporary mod, and you can share it if you'd like. Well, it was yeah, because the environment. Okay, because this Western environment, um, as the infrastructure builds out, they're having similar problems. That's how come you have Richard Reeves talking about boys, men and boys, right, all over the world, because it's a worldwide. It's no longer an American problem or a Western problem. It's a worldwide problem. So that's why somebody like Kevin Samuel's message can actually spread this far, because the environment's there. Especially during COVID, kind of brought the whole world together. And so all the problems that men are having, because men had to go through a mini monkhood, right? During COVID, most of them. So Kevin Samuel's message kind of rang out and kind of resonated with people all over the world. So you're going to get the same effect. So what he was, what he represented with these talking points and with these ideologies, right, basically resonated. That's how come, um, even with uh, Sarah Garvey, what's what he was saying. He was saying that when Kevin died, there was a vacuum and they needed to fill it. So you had this big rush of people trying to fill Kevin's vacuum. So Andrew Tate was first up. Um, see what happened to him. We're going to talk about him. Um, and then you have people like Fresh and Fit. You got Pearl, which I think, in my opinion, they're trying to slot her in. Um, you have other people trying to rise up and trying to claim that. Jason Black's trying to fill that void. Okay, because he left the void. The thing is, you know, Kevin was a culmination of a whole bunch of things coming together. It was what we were telling him, his hard work, a lot of luck, and the right circumstances, right? And he was he was literally the right person at the right time. He was literally a lightning strike, okay, in the middle of a gas field, okay, that started a blaze, literally. And the thing is that I told I tried to guide him and tell him what was going on. He took advantage of it. I have to uh, basically give him a nod, man, because he worked it. He worked it and he improved it. He actually improved upon the same idea. I just told him, this is your opportunity. That's all I told him. This is your opportunity. Work it. And but the wheels are still rolling. Okay, the wheels haven't fallen off. Unfortunately, he died. I really wanted him to actually get the fruits of his labor, but he didn't. But as long as he was alive, man, he worked it. And basically, if you look at what's going on right now, man, it's not over. It's not over. Yeah, when Ray cheering, yeah, top G, yeah, top G. But the thing is, man, what's funny, and that's why I come my yeah, Pearlie's easier to control, of course. She's a softer version of it because she is a female, and she can speak to the females to kind of get them to kind of soften up because, because they're going to go through some stuff. They're already going through some stuff. Okay, they're just not voicing it, uh, and they need women like her. Tasha Papa, I told the Crimson Cure the same thing. I said, hey, baby, look, instead of riding and going after Kevin, you need to ride with him. Ride this wave, okay? Because these women need coaching. They do. They need advice because they don't know what to do. They've had 50 years of being a non-wife, so they need to learn how to be a wife and get along with their men because they're gonna need them. And that's how come she's almost at 100K. Trump wanted to be indicted. Trump wants this. Trump's trying to force this. Uh, if all Trump had to do was go away, enjoy his money, and live his life, but he wants to be president, and that they're gonna come after him, and they're gonna use this. So Trump wanted to be indicted. He wanted to do the perp walk because he wants to rally his base. So he's gotten what he wants. We'll see if they actually lock him up. I don't think they will. No, that's not gonna do any good. They could try it, man. That's not gonna do any good. All that stuff is gone. All that stuff is gone. But I just wanted to say it's funny about Andrew Tate. It's funny about Andrew Tate because I just put that video out. I just put that video out yesterday. I just said that they were trying to replace Andrew Tate with Pearl. I just said that. The next day he's out, man. I don't know, what they say about a blind squirrel. So I don't know if they were listening to me. I'm just a blind squirrel. I don't know. But the thing is, somebody told me Andrew Tate's out. I said, what? I said, you shitting me. Sure enough, I don't know if they want to change. I don't think they can. I don't think they can change fast enough. I think they want to change, but I don't think they can change fast enough. Um, Because the black manosphere is messing up the rhetoric. They're trying to get, you know, the United States can no longer pay for all the benefits they give women to be single mothers and be independent like that. They can't. Okay, they're gonna need partners. Either they're gonna need partners or they have to be dependent on their family. One of the two. And they want to keep a nuclear family because they really don't want a clan based family environment. They want to keep a semblance of a nuclear family because number one, they make more money. Number two, it's probably better for the children. The thing is, if men can't afford to have them, or men don't trust women, or not afford can't afford or can't trust women enough to actually take them and be partners with them, form families, okay, um, what's going to happen to the society? It's going to have to change, right? They don't want it to change. They want to keep what they've had going for the last 200 or 300 years going, and they can't without the men signing on to it. But the thing is, how do you incentivize the men? And what the black manosphere does is what they don't want is for you to actually know how valuable you are above going to work and killing yourself working two jobs, right? You're valuable, right? If the kids don't go to school, y- a child care, emotional labor, sex, protection, all that stuff adds up if you're a man. All that stuff adds up to the man. And plus, you can't, kids need both sides, right? Boys and girls need the male and female energy. If the men check out, what's going to happen? And women do not want to live alone. Women don't want to be conditional lesbians. They don't want to live alone. They want men. And they've been told that the men have to have this this big checklist they have to meet. And men said, "Fuck it, I'm not going to go in for the checklist because I have value too." Do I see the current? Everything's going to have an effect. We just don't know. As far as you traveling, no. As far as you traveling, no. Because your blue passport is blue passport. You're an American once you get outside the bounds of the United States. As far as you traveling, the only effects it's going to have on you is how your money moves. Will your money move the same way? Because they're starting to strip away the connections that they once had. So your money may move differently. I don't know. It's going to have effect whether you can afford to move around. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you this, Passport OG. I'll tell you this. It is because of the PhDs inside the space. Okay, there's a lot of guys, a lot of PhDs, especially black PhDs, that are out there, right? That have to keep their head down because it's because the academy is gynocratic, and especially if you're black, and if you try to raise your head and be centered or center yourself as a man, you're gonna get shot down. And so, what the Black Manosphere is done, especially with the PhDs in there, is actually give them grounds to actually push back. Okay, that's causing a rift inside the academy. The women have controlled it for the last 40 years. They don't like giving up power. They don't like uh, 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 men pushing to hire more men to actually balance things out instead of more women. And basically the academy has a lot of secrets that they don't tell. Dr. T told me I'm not going to share it with you guys because he told me something, man. If he wants to share it, he can share it. The thing is, he told me about the academy and what's going on and why the manosphere has to be here, not only for the academy, but the nationalists, what we call the pro-black, okay, for the blue pill guys, we're a problem, okay, for the especially for the black blue pill women, we're a problem. It's because if we start telling guys what their value is and how to value themselves properly, okay, then women don't want to give up that much. They want to use you as a resource. And that's the problem. It's becoming a problem all over the world. So that narrative they've been trying to sell men that they have to be more female like is it is you know what it is? Um they've been trying to tie pearl around our necks for the last I would say almost a year. Okay, that shit hasn't worked. I said I don't think it's gonna work this time. He is red pilling himself. He's being exposed. I tell that. That's how come the dude Omar Wally had to leave because they said this shit's gonna change you. I said that to Obi, we need to talk, even though he keeps trying to backslide. I said you're gonna get tired of women telling the same shit over and over again. Okay. At some point you're gonna get tired of it. You know they're not giving you anything, and you know they're trying to get you back in line to serve. And we keep pointing that out. Sooner or later you're gonna have to take notice. All we do is point stuff out. We don't make people do anything. I used to tell guys, right? I said I already told my sister, mom and sister, I'll take care of everything if the economy gets worse. Other than that, I'm not saving no daggle. Okay. Okay. What's up? Yo, Adrian, what's up? Uh, I think people are having issues visiting Mexico, is why media is airing them out since they want to join BRICS. Um, I think the issues that people are having in Mexico is because it's being gringoized, and basically they're causing a economic rift between the poor Mexicans and the richer um, Americans. They're actually driving up prices and stuff that they're causing inflation. That's been happening for a while. I think I touched on that. Yeah, you get boys real quick. You will, and that's the problem. That's like if FD he didn't want to admit it. That's like FD don't want to talk to me because I'm willing to basically air out his dirty laundry. Yeah, well, he asked for it. Okay. The thing is, if you don't respect your opponent, you're gonna get roasted like that, and he didn't. Well, staying single, married, single, whatever it is, basically, it's the thing is, and I've said this. I said this a long time. I told this to Obsidian a long time ago, right? I said the women are actually going to come back to the table. Will you trust them when they come back? Okay, they're going to come back initially with their bullshit, and they did. Soft girl life, all the kind of fussing. Okay, they came back, but eventually, shit's going to turn. Like like the girl that I played was sitting in the car sale. When I started selling pussy, don't nobody say shit, man, because she got a degree, she can't find a job. What's up, Black Lion? Or curried? Yeah, well, if you're lucky, you get curried. Was saying he had pinned me. Yeah, that was funny. It was funny. The thing is, whether you pin me or not, it doesn't matter. Okay. The thing is, you got exposed. On exposed and on the record. Okay, you can't come back from that. And well, they're gonna and I didn't get an email. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Only 8 likes. I'm registering 79, but yeah, you guys like the video since I'm here, and Art's not here, so I gotta be here, and probably wouldn't be here except I had to cancel my women's show, so I said I'll drop in for a couple hours. Oh, hearing, okay. But yeah, the thing is with Andrew Tate, okay, it's going to kind of ruin the narrative about the black manosphere uh, propping up Andrew Tate. Or not Andrew Tate, but Pearlie. In fact, Sarah Garvey tells the exact opposite. It was actually the British, UK folks that actually propped up Pearlie because he actually told her the whole thing. That's where she came, and that's like when she came to the UK. He said that she used her connection in the UK, their connection in the UK, and in Nigeria to actually prop up her numbers. That's where it comes from. And the thing is, the people that if she was really that bad, the people that should have said something was the people that were actually working for her. They were black, but nobody accuses them of anything. They say, "Oh, they're just poor victims." No, they're not. They're getting paid. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they do. You can't change things that fast. It could be. Yeah, the gringo go home. That's what's causing it. That's what causing the rift. Too many people down there. At my peak, how much did I read a day? Ah, man, I was going through. Between books and articles. I was doing like 25 hours a week. So I was going through at least 20 articles a day. May go through a book. I was going through maybe a book every 2 weeks, but the thing is, I had to keep up with a lot. So, and that's why I was working, um, basically 55 hours a week. So I was reading all the time. Wall Street Journal, Asia Times. I was reading Foreign Affairs. Um, I was reading books. Um, what else I used to read? A lot of financial blogs. I was reading a lot of African blogs, stuff like that. So I was all over the place. You know, the thing is not how much you read. The thing is learning who to follow, who to read. It's more important. It'll cut down on stuff. We need more smoke. uh I try to bring information and less smoke. No, my email is blackgnostic20 at gmail.com. I also have a Twitter. So, what else we got? All of my earmore is being exposed. Okay. I guess you don't want to be here. So I guess since they see you, they can see your way out. They probably shot you. I don't see you. I don't know what. In fact, we welcome exposure. We're never unexposed. They are unhinged, but it's all right. They're trying to stop it. It probably would. It's why it's behind the closed doors. Uh, they don't want to hear my presentation. Actually, they're not. They're not our associations with her because we're not. But the thing is, uh, the albatross swings both ways. Oh yeah, they always try this, and it's a temporary bump. Okay. The thing is that that's why I put out that thing about Pearl. They're trying to pivot Pearl to be more mainstream, right? So I put that out, and then Andrew Tate gets released. It can't get any better than that. Well, it probably will. So now we're going to get more help. Let's see what we got. I got to do books first. I haven't done audiobooks. Most of my stuff is free. You know, some stuff I'm probably going to start doing on Patreon, but most of my stuff is free. Doctor. And the thing is, if it's been that long, and you can come up after I drop the link. If it's been that long, you've been working for 2 years. How come you didn't say nothing? Can't be that bad because those are people that know better. We didn't, and we really didn't care for the most part. The association came when other people associated her with the black man. Just because they have a bunch of black women and black guys in the UK on camera doesn't mean she's part of us. Okay, she said that. He said that. Well, if they shoot down 50-50 custody, they can do that. Okay, then they're stuck. Oh, you're almost out. Okay, that's my email. What up, Ed? I'll be dropping the link in a minute, man. I'm not going to give a long monologue. I don't have a lot to say. I mean, there's a lot I could say. Okay. Mexico joining the biggest port in Mexico, right? In Mexico, it's actually built by the Chinese. They built that port in China in Mexico like in 2005. Okay. Actually talked about that. Well, I didn't talk about it here. I actually talked about that on my first YouTube channel. I actually talked about the port in Mexico, about them trying to build a second canal. I think it's not. Is it Colombia or Peru? I can't remember which one. They run the Panama Canal already. Yeah. No, FD was not ready for that. Uh, he didn't think I would pull up, so it actually shocked him because he didn't have any answers. He wasn't prepared. What books would I recommend? As far as what? You gotta give me some parameters. There's a lot of books. In fact, there's a lot of books I got to get to. Should have made him hit the link. Who's yeah, and the hell with him, man. I'm just doing this, man, because art's not up. Yeah, that's all I'm doing, man. Yeah, I don't need to fight, man. Shit, there's nothing to fight about, and we'll find out. If cats really want to leave the black manosphere, and this was something I was telling everybody else. I was telling the same thing to FD. I said this the other night. Was it last day or the other night? I can't. I'm losing track. I said this right. If you destroy it, who's going to advocate for you after that? Who's going to advocate for you? You can blow it up if you want to, because as far as I'm concerned, Manosphere 2.0 already did its job. Okay, but the thing is, going forward, who's going to advocate for you if you blow it up? You can all leave. You know, I've lost like 50 subscribers over the last few days. You can leave. Who's going to advocate for you? Who's going to advocate? Because we have people, man, that listen to this stuff in all kind of places that can't speak up on their jobs, in academia, at school, okay, in their personal life. They can't speak up. We speak for them. We speak for them. If they're gonna bitch up, man, because somebody dragged Pearlie, try to toss her around her neck because she said something, then you don't belong here. If you can't take one little punch to the cheek, then you don't belong here. Go find another place that will advocate for you. Because Jason's not going to do it. Okay, what I'm talking about, the intersectional feminists, they're not going to do it. The nationalists are not going to do it. They're not going to advocate for you. They're going to tell you get behind the girl, get behind the women, and serve. And if you get out of line, they're going to clock you. If that's what you want to go back to, that's fine. I don't care. I was telling that to one of the pro-blacks. Okay, you know it's the gynocracy because no, I know because y'all niggas complain in private. All these intersectional feminists that are professors complain in fucking private that they're scared shitless of their women. And we're the only people who actually come out and say it publicly. Because the first thing when they find the red pill and find the black manosphere, I didn't know you could say that. I know you can actually stand up to your woman. I know you can actually say that out loud. You can actually say that to women and get away with it. If y'all want to go back to that, you're perfectly fine. I've done. I was only supposed to be here 5 years. 5 years. I've been here 9. 4 years over my limit. I've done my job. Whatever happens, happens. I've done my job. I got the 2.0 exactly where it's supposed to be. We solved all the problems that 2.0 had. We got the word out. We got pressure on the females, pressure on the government to actually do something, right? We pressure them. We change the environment globally, not just locally, but globally for all men. We've done our jobs. Kevin did his job before he died. I can go. I'm done. I've done my due diligence. Now, if you guys want to blow it up, I'm good with it. I can take whatever my political stuff my philosophy and that kind of stuff to Patreon. I don't have to be here. I don't have to be here. I don't have to get mixed up in this gender stuff. The gender war is over. Them chicks have to surrender or die. They don't have an issue with that. They don't have a choice because the government cannot afford to take care of them no more. Government spends like $40,000 for every single woman that has a kid without a man. They can't afford to do that no more. Things are going to change. They need you. The thing is, if you guys want to go back, well, they don't have to be here. Bloody, they ain't got to be. Nobody makes you be here. And well, that's up to them. They, they do that at their peril. They do that at their peril. In fact, I'm gonna drop the link because we're at 30 minutes. That's what I'm gonna say. Let me ask you this, Salt Life, since you're here, who the fuck's gonna advocate for you if it's not us, not the Black Manosphere? Who's gonna advocate for you? Who? Type it in the chat. Who's gonna actually advocate for you? And I don't care who's gonna advocate for you. That's not the question. If you want to leave, you can leave. I think they released Tate because not to slow Pearly. I think they released Tate because we're actually onto it. Because I think Bloomberg actually put that article out too soon, and we flipped it. We caught it and we flipped it, just like we did with uh, uh, with Stacey Abrams' campaign. They said something and we flipped it. And once it's out, it's out. People are actually going to start repeating that, and Pearlie's going to get a look. So I think they released him because they need cover. Do I think she's still going to progress? I think so. The thing is, we have to start asking for goodies. I said Starbucks was watching your 50-50 relationship. That's a story for another day. Okay, the 50-50. I might do some more on that stuff. I think I might put that on my women's channel about the 50-50 stuff. And because this is what the feminists have pushed for, 50-50. That's called equity. That's called equality. That's what they want. Women cannot, it cannot work. Feminism cannot work if women don't want 50-50 or 70-30, whatever their job is. It can't work. And Kevin proved that women don't want that. So what do you do with that? You're at a standstill. Basically, you have a nice car with no engine. It's going nowhere because women don't want to adhere to it. White women are slowly starting to try to put up with it. The thing is, how long will that last? uh, well, the thing is, they can come here. I don't even watch Jason's stream. If uh if Jason Black wants to come at me, hey, that's him. The thing is, there's a lot of pro blacks that are actually red pilled inside the pro black circles. Uh, and the thing is, they have to prove that they can advocate for men. They haven't done that. You can. But the thing is that if you read the books, I've read at least two, three. I think it's three about that. In fact the best book is The Richer Sex by Liz Mundy. She actually espouses that. Okay, we actually played videos by women by leading feminists saying if women cannot be breadwinners, then um, feminism will die, and it will. can't keep giving women all the money and the jobs and and not or not taking care of families. It's not going to work. You're taking jobs from men, especially black women. The black women's guide era has been there a long time. Yeah. Which okay, Phil Valentine, is that it? Might be Phil Valentine. Anyhow, let's see. Anything else? Like man, I don't, like uh like Jason Black is more of an irritant. It's not really Jason, it's his fans. Jason don't really say anything. It's his fans. But they ain't got nothing. If you want to get behind a woman's skirts, go ahead. You saw three garbage women working today. They got to take the jobs. They got to take those jobs. It is what it is. All right. Let me go ahead and paste this. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. It's the fans. Yeah. But he's not gonna come at me, man. If he wanted to, he would have already. He's not gonna come at me. All right, folks, what up?
What's good, old man? Your powers are great.
Don't nobody say shit, man. Can anybody get any luckier? Right after put out that video, he gets released.
So they released Agent Smith, huh?
They back into the Matrix, yeah.
And I love how, I'm not hating on nobody. Shout out to Chiz's dad. But I went and got the video from Sky News, and they had that shit at an hour and a half, like an hour and 40 minutes, and it only lasted minutes he actually got out. Chiz basically took the video, cut it up and cut it just to where he started talking and literally put his intro in there. Yeah, the first Andrew Tate interview. I'm like, man, nigga, you don't create that bullshit.
Oh, so that's how they went.
Y'all niggas be YouTubing for real, man. I got you. Here's the thing: you saw me upload that in the Telegram.
Yeah.
So I got it too. I can do the same shit. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm probably gonna do that shit.
You are, because that's crazy. Because when I seen it come up today, I kind of Ed didn't pay no mind. I'm like, wait a minute. First interview, I thought this SOB was still locked up, and then here comes CGS talking about, oh,
he just got out today.
I should steal Marcus's thing too. Like this in Hoes Mad News.
Yeah.
That's his thing. Yeah, Hoes Mad News brought to you by Marcus Aurelius.
You better do it, Tsunami. Do it.
Shit. No, for real. I'm like, that's what it is, man. Everybody, it's pretty much everybody YouTubing. That's it. You gotta, when you look at certain shit certain people do, it's like, nigga, you just YouTubing. You pretty much getting that money. And I ain't hating on them. I mean, it's a good thing. Put it out there, get it out there, share the links on Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah. So but yeah, his brother talked because Tate was pissed. I could tell. Because that's how my brothers are. I'm kind of the opposite. I'm gonna be the one to talk because you can see the look in their face. You know how when you so mad, you not mad? Because if you get mad, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
That's the look they had on their face. Like, let's get to the house. If we gotta break some shit, let's just do it in the house.
Let me shout out to some cash apps. Larry, appreciate you. I will email you, Larry. Haru, thank you. Dardar as usual. Okay, and Larry again. And James Wingate for the big one. Okay.
Appreciate all y'all. Yeah, man.
AFH, man, you got some folks that I swear they like the special forces. Like they stay donating. Yeah, Freedom Journal, James Wingate, Roastmaster, FH Holiday. I got to do his name is Dusty Nuts. He stays donating.
Oh yeah.
Always Volcanus is a dude, yeah, and they be doing them super things too, man. The new super things.
So,
And let me
somebody
tell you
said
something.
somebody said you're in the bathroom, man.
Yeah, I am. I'm
He
clean.
is. He's cleaning.
Shit,
Okay, all right.
and fucking I'm cleaning. Okay,
Okay.
nigga, ain't nobody taking a shit or nothing like that. I'm cleaning. Just in case somebody might be saying. Two birds with one stone. I'm actually watching the game in the other room, watching the Warriors. So shit. Yeah, if y'all can watch fucking what's it called it, bang bang, do all this work, what Judge
Oh,
Dredd.
you're talking about the Judge Ray? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm muted. I ain't about to but
Hey,
yeah.
I ain't said nothing.
So
Yeah.
so BGS,
Go ahead.
that's why you did that little FD signifier little thing in the middle of this week. I didn't know you pulled up on his ass.
I,
You
I,
pulled up
I,
on him?
I pulled.
Hey, BTS, you know this. I'm gonna say this and I'm done.
Wait.
You know this nigga had a nerve to say that he had you pinned to the fucking wall.
Yeah, I know he did. Yeah, after I'm not there. Yeah, he would say.
He
Yeah,
said, "Yeah, I forget what it was. I know, I forget what it was, but he was like, yeah, man, I had BGS pinned to the wall on that shit." I told him like that, nigga, you been ducking BGS, and Rogan, trust me, if you need a verification, Rogan's right there. I was like, I said,
Man,
we here every Thursday, every Tuesday and Friday. And Tuesday, if you want to be on the most civil shit, the Tuesdays is when that shit is there. So
yeah,
nigga, stop bullshit. Because
yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Had me
Speak to the
pinned.
devil and he arrives.
Yeah, it ain't no
It
rap
had who
battle,
pinned
man.
to the wall?
I asked you questions you couldn't answer.
Look, I thought I was conservative. Conservative had him fucked up.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's sad. Oh,
Yeah,
that's so sad.
yeah.
Oh,
With
that's
crayon,
sad.
hood service with his
Oh,
crayons had
sad.
him
Oh, that's
fucked
so
up.
sad.
It was so bad that
No,
it was so
I
bad
missed
that
that. No. Oh, that's so sad.
Bernard made it its own 6-minute clip.
Hood server, he couldn't answer hood server. Oh, come on. Oh,
It wasn't that
no.
he couldn't. No. It wasn't that he couldn't answer the question. Conservative, like really, like hit it out the park. The thing about it is, I had to leave because everybody wanted to talk, and that's fine. But I said straight up, I said FD needs to be eliminated. And then everybody's like, oh no, you get that. I said no. I said it's ideology. I said this is not a negotiation. You are not going to have intersectionalism competing with what we're trying to do. One is going to have to be like out there. And so y'all are talking to these people, and I get it. Bernard is a host. You're trying to bring people in. I get that. That's what a lot of people keep forgetting when you interview people.
Yeah.
Your job is not just to interview a hand. Other people are looking at how you do stuff. But what I'm saying is, so the issue with him is he don't want to answer questions, and he want to take all these shots and then act like he's not taking shots.
Yeah.
So when I heard him say you're gonna need black women, and then he added in you're gonna need black women and queer, I was like, okay, I can't talk to you because my thing is, okay, fine. What the fuck are queer people going? Like seriously, number one, what the fuck are queer people gonna do for heterosexual black people?
Nothing.
not a goddamn thing.
Why would they? Like, you see what I'm saying? He always got to add in the queer thing, and that's how you know. And you know what's crazy? At the end of the day, all them academics are supervised by white females.
Yeah.
Like y'all act like it's funny because y'all really act like y'all are black, like black owning black men. No, you're not. Y'all all work for white women, which get money from white men when they want it. Y'all are not independent. And he actually talks like he is. Anyway.
He try to pretend like he is. He knows better.
Yeah. And the thing is, he won't even talk to Dr. Tia's son. Art is a teacher, so it's like you can't front. He won't even talk to Green Gorilla, so he's ducking. He's picking and choosing. Again, shout out to Mr. Z, but he's picking people he think will agree with him. And I said, them niggas may humor your ass, but at the end of the day, understand this, my dude. I don't see no difference between you and Jason Whitlock. I know DC disagrees with that, but you're the same person to me. No. And that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So anyway.
No, Jason Whitlock got more sense to him than FD Signified.
Well, everybody try to act like Jason Whitlock hates black people. Who I see is more dangerous? Somebody knows what they have an issue with black people and they know what they're doing, or somebody that honestly doesn't even understand how what he does is detrimental to the community at large, including black women in the long run.
Yeah.
He doesn't even understand what he's doing. To me, that's the most dangerous person.
Okay, I see what
You can't negotiate with somebody like that. You can negotiate with somebody like Whitlock. You can buy somebody like Whitlock off. You can't even buy off FD because FD really believes the dumb shit he's talking about.
He does. He really does.
That's like the difference between Anthony Brian Logan and and Brandon Taylor. One of them, if you can equalize some stuff, they'll negotiate. FD, you can't. So this when you see people trying to talk to him, it's like, yo, what do you not understand? What do you think? What is the goal here? Well, we need to have some understanding. No, he wants black men to be up under black women. Now you're not supposed to say that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it is. It's like, okay, it's like SWP and the relationship that he has with his family. He said it straight up, his mom is a feminist, and his mom went and got the mate for that to the point where his grandparents weren't even on board with that.
Yeah.
And he realized now what was going on, a couple of years ago, but in recent. That's what he wants. He wants everybody to see that. You can't compete with other people that way. You can't.
Jump in, Eddie. I know you dropped off for a second. Jump in. If you want to. All right.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Can you all hear me?
We got you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
First and foremost, I like to appreciate all the gentlemen on here. It's I'm a first time contributor, long time listener.
Okay.
I've been following UBGS. In fact, many of the books in my library have been recommended by you.
Oh,
and I'd like to thank you for that.
Appreciate you. You got a lot of them.
Yeah, I just like to just put my 2 cents. I saw that it's an Andrew Tate. Ask me anything or whatever, but I just like to put my 2 cents to say share with y'all gentlemen that I think that a lot of what we see nowadays isn't really like a racial thing, although it's easy for me to say because I'm a light-skinned Spanish dude.
Okay. When you say not a racial thing, what does that mean?
Well, what I mean by that is a lot of the shit that goes on now in this reality is money. I think it's always been money.
It's always been money. Well, money sort of. Money is mixed in with a whole bunch of other things. But yeah,
money and power, money, power,
culture, all that kind of stuff is all mixed in. Okay, how do you actually form a society that works and keeps working? Because money's no good without a society that works. Well, go ahead.
And thank you for that. And really, what I wanted to say is that this whole Andrew Tate thing is really representative of like what a lot of us go through in this paradigm we live in, where I'm sure some of the listeners have experiences where whenever you start to manifest. Oh, I hate to use that word. I take it back.
You can take whatever you want to use. Just use it properly. That's all. Yeah,
I hear you. Whenever we want to move towards a more logical, towards a more moral, virtuous, thoughtful reality, we all gonna receive pushback.
Yeah, and
that pushback, depending on what station you have in life, what where you are, regarding your time and space and your community, it's always going to be negative. You're always going to be negative having pushback. So I hope this experience, so a lot of us can learn from. Say that just keep changing, keep improving yourselves, and keep holding the message, because sooner or later someone's gonna come at you and challenge you whether it's your family, your friends, the government, whatever. Just keep doing what y'all doing, gentlemen, and I'd just like to thank y'all for having me on here for brief couple of minutes, and keep doing y'all thing. Thank you, BGS.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Go ahead,
it.
Jules. Jules, and then James. All right.
Hey, can you hear me?
Pardon me. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Eddie. You got something else?
Can you all hear me now?
We got you.
Yeah.
You got something else? Can you hear us? You might not be able to hear us.
Shit, I'm about to go for a second.
Good. No, Jules is actually up, but
Okay.
unless you got like unless it's like a minute or so.
Yeah, I'll let it go ahead of me because
I just want to say this real quick.
It's never a minute.
It's gonna be a minute.
I just want to say this real quick. So I'm not trying to directly challenge, every little thing that you said. But my question is, why is it that certain people are like, it seems like folks are invested in the idea that race is just a figment of somebody's imagination? Because it's a difference between people objectively saying, okay, this issue is not a race issue, which I've been doing that for the last couple of weeks with this pro bullshit. As much as people saying, versus you have folks that, as a light-skinned nigga, me, folks, they like they have this objective reality that certain people don't fuck with certain people. And here's the thing, individually, you don't see it all the time, unless it's like sexual or economics coming into it, but really sexual with dudes. But when dudes get into the mob mentality, and shout out to Black Mob, because we were going back and forth with this.
We got shorten it up here.
All right, I am shortening it up, but I am. So my point is, the person that said what he said about the race things, that was like how he let off.
That's why I asked him about it. That's why I asked him to clarify it. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's like, do you leave room open? It's more that you would like race to not be an issue versus it actually not being an issue.
He's gone, so he can't.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'll say this though. At the end of the day, when I hear I'm a light-skinned Spanish dude, let's keep it real. It's an issue. Okay. Black people are the main ones that are like the open, welcoming, and stuff like that. Other groups, they have their biases, and depending on what skin pigmentation you are, depends on the degree they're at. But it's kind of like, I don't know why people have this need to put out the front on the outside is not an issue when people know they have their internal shit. I'm not talking about him personally, but I'm talking about within groups and within families. I don't know why people be bullshitting about that. It's better to talk about it and be honest about it.
Your minute's up, Ed.
Yeah, it's up, but I just want to say
that minute been up.
You hear people do that all the time.
Ed, you jumped in front of somebody. I'll let you say, if you got short, you got a minute. Okay, I gave you like 3 or 4. Okay, shorten it up.
That was like not even 2, but I'm good.
No, it's more than 2.
Oh my God, for real, Edward, for real.
I tried it.
It's all right.
We'll take it off the other minutes we gave you there.
Somebody rewind it and count it.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, Edward timer activated.
No.
Hey, sometimes there's a gust that comes in and knock down a couple trees. Might damage a Honda Elantra.
Why can't it blow some shingles off? I need some more roof work. Come on, man.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, I wouldn't say that. You guys have been doing some great work. Like you, BGS, Dr. GG, Dr. Neil. I'm sorry I haven't seen Dr. Johnson, but I'm sure he's busy,
AJ, your camera's on if you want your camera on. You cool?
Yeah, you might see a chick walk by or something.
There you go. All right. Go ahead, Jules. Keep going.
Yeah. But I want to say is like this has stirred up something that I think needed to be stirred up for people who have, I don't know, they've kind of seen that there's a lot of stuff that's going on where Kevin passed and a lot of things were going in a positive direction and still are largely. The Passport Bros thing was it was a good push for people to get their minds in the right direction. And I still say that most men need to just figure out what are you going to do. And a lot of men don't necessarily know that. It could be that they're in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and they still don't quite know. Hopefully in your 60s, hopefully in your 50s, 40s, But I think seeing something like this Pearl thing where it's obvious that everybody has been using it as a cudgel and a chisel to hit the manosphere. And it's pretty disgusting because like what she said was kind of simple stuff that honestly you could have like a 1 hour hangout, start chopping up a couple books. I could bring up like 5, you could bring up 5, we could bring up 10, and then show that like, look, this girl, I mean, this young woman, whatever, doesn't really know that much shit. She's still doing the job. She's doing the job of getting the issues out in front of an audience that might not necessarily know the bigger picture. And I think it's the biggest picture.
And she wasn't, this shows that she was not introduced into this space for us.
Right.
Actually, after the broader white manosphere, okay?
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with us.
She's making a run. She's making a run, and she's doing it in her way. And I'm not like I'll say this. I'm not the biggest fan of all of her stuff, right? Like I've caught a lot of the stuff that she said, and she's fumbled the ball a lot. Yeah. But she's also had some really good things, right? Not just like the calling out feminist stuff, but she's also done some positive reinforcement. There was an episode, I don't know. I work from home, right? So I can see whatever the long form stuff. That's what I prefer. So like load up clips. Yeah. But she had an episode where she had
we have to start making this stuff short because we got a lot of people that want to get in. So
all right, I'll finish this in a minute. Right? She had this this round of women, and she was asking, "What type of man do you want?" And they all said, "Oh, tall, good looking, fit." And there's this one woman who was on there who was like round, like really round. Yeah. And she asked, "Hey, so what are you all doing?" And all the women give their patent answers. And the round woman said, like, I'm in the gym, got my trainer, and I'm down 9 pounds. And I was waiting for, if this would have been a men's podcast, you would have heard the Elephant March music, and they would have made fun of her. And she said, "You know what? I think that's a good thing you're doing." Positive reinforcement right there. I'm not saying she's perfect. I'm saying she does good where she can. She's bad where she's not. And I mean, on race, she's bad. I don't know. But she's got a lot of things she's gonna have to work out, and that whole thing that's going down with the strikes or whatever, that's gonna be somebody else's problem.
Yeah, the thing is her manager is not a black manager. He found her. You can tell. This is coming out. He found her. He pulled her.
Flip it. No. She found him. She found him. She pursued him.
I don't know.
No, she said that. She said she pursued him. I
know what she says, but things you don't have to accept her. Okay. A lot of people pursue him. Okay.
Fair enough.
Why her?
Can I add one last thing?
Go ahead.
There's a reason why I think they put Nick Fuentes on that specific.
You know why?
Well, there's a thing that a lot of white supremacists get to do that black whatever don't get to. They get to have a redemption story in major newspapers and outlets. And I've seen that, and I've known a couple of people who've had the opportunity to do that, where they've been in the Western Front or like the Unity for Western People type of organization, and they get put on the front cover of like the New York Times, the Post or whatever, and they get to have like a story of their redemption. Right. And that doesn't happen for black folks at all.
No.
But for white folks, there's a ton of those, and you can just put that in a Google search and find it.
Yeah. But certain thing, why her though?
She's likable enough. She's good enough at maintaining a blank space, like a good poker face.
And also, who does he represent?
White guys.
Huh?
White guys.
White guys, right? A lot of stuff he says, you can actually copy and paste it. Comes out of a lot of white guys' mouths, especially
white guys.
Environment.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. Like I told people, I said when she first came,
real quick, I said, because we have an order, okay?
Oh, go ahead. I don't want to cut in. Like we got Edward here already.
If you got if you're only gonna take a minute, you can go.
No, go ahead.
All right, Mr. Bloodier.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going good. You're up.
Well, I mean, I guess I can kind of keep it brief.
Well, you got about 3-4 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna tag on to what Jules said. I find it interesting. I think I threw it at you in chat, but like I found it funny that people got really upset about Pearl, and I feel like this is like the big conversation in the manosphere right now, the black manosphere specifically, because that's what they're tearing down, like Obsidian and a lot of other people about.
They're trying, they're trying. But at the end of the day, if they tear it down, where the guy's going to go.
Well, I don't think they ever thought about it that way, because a lot of them, and I think this is something I really found weird and funny just staring at it. Like, rather than it being a collective, a group of people that kind of come together under the same banner, yeah, we may have different ideas, but we're all together under the same banner. They want to make it an identity, and I've seen this in a lot of other communities where you make this all that you have, and you kind of get lost, and you take things too personal. Like we've got to be more than just one thing.
At the end of the day, okay, no matter what it is that you feel about the black manosphere, whether you like it, dislike it, whatever, right? End of the day, where else are you going to go?
Exactly.
Oh, I agree. I mean, they don't have a lot of places and a lot of spaces.
The only way to get rid of this is as you give redress the grievances, give men what they want, or at least some of what they want. Have they done that?
No.
It's going to keep recreating this. They blew it up. One point it got blown up and destroyed totally.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I remember the Tommy Sotomayor days, like way back. Like the only reason I even came back was because it became more than just like let's have our complaints. It's like we've already done the airing of grievances at this point. What are we going to do to fix it?
And in other words, it's actually going to reform itself into something else. They know that you can't blow it up. What are you going to do? Okay, and I asked that to the subs. You can blow it up, disagree, talk about Pearl and racism, all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, you're gonna come back because you have no place else to go.
Yeah, I mean, you have no more. I mean, who else is advocating? I mean, you can go to the manosphere, route, and that's fine, but like they're not going to talk about our specific issues. They're not going to talk about the things that move us and drive us. You're going to be on their program.
I'm a MGTOW, right? I started off as a MGTOW for 2 years. MGTOW, white manosphere, right? Why did I come here?
I mean,
because they don't talk about my specific problems. That's why.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was one of the biggest issues when I was talking to a lot of the MGTOW boys and a lot of the incel boys. They didn't understand like what was really going on outside of like the mainline problem, and they didn't think about it.
Yeah.
So.
And it would get mad if you brought it up.
I mean, I understand, and then this is the thing: like, race is a factor, but it's not always a factor. And I think that really that Nick Fuentes thing really exposed some people to something that they never saw before. And I think the real thing is that a lot of people didn't know who Nick Fuentes really was, besides like being like Kanye's. I guess I don't know what his role is under Kanye. But I mean, a lot of people didn't know who he was. They just said, "Oh, he's just a white supremacist." I'm like, I mean,
he is. Admittedly so, he is. But the thing is, what did he actually say during that interview? I actually took an hour and actually broke it down. A lot of stuff he says are actually really good keys, but most people actually didn't actually do that. I probably still would do the other 2 hours. But the thing is, most people didn't take that opportunity. They actually wanted to actually beat up the manosphere about this with Nick Fuentes, especially the black manosphere. The white manosphere has no problem with her. They do, but they don't. It's a different problem.
No. Yeah, by the way, I think you have a guest.
Well, she's not. She's not, but it's okay.
But I think you got a guest that's interested, so I'm gonna bow out and let you do your thing. I'll hop back in the chat, sir.
Okay.
I think you have a guest, BGS. Who wants to get on?
Yeah.
Who's my guest?
FD Signifier.
Yep.
Oh, is he? Okay.
All right. Thanks, gentlemen.
The link's in the chat.
BGS, how you feeling today, BGS?
What's up, Charles?
What's up today?
But real quick, because AJ's actually next. I think it's James. AJ.
I just wanted to inform you in case you forgot.
I think James was here before me.
Okay.
BGS, if he wanted to speak.
Long time no see, AJ.
I just wanted to say this real quick. Today is a national holiday.
What's up, Judge?
Why? Because Tate's out or what?
Because it's April 1st.
Oh. Not where I am. Not yet. Okay.
I'm damn near the same fucking shit. It's April. I'm taking a shot for every time zone. Shut up.
Damn, you already achieved that goal. Shit.
All right. Take a shot for me. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just happy to see Joker out, man. Now I can see what chaos can really bring to this It's
What is creation of the universe, order out of chaos?
yeah, man. To bring it's funny when you think about the roles of Batman versus Joker.
Mm-hmm.
It just I find it amazing how chaos actually brings structure, and
Yeah, it forces you to actually bring structure.
yeah, and we're witnessing it, and just as the previous gentleman talked about, like the whole Nick's
With Nick
Fuentes, right?
Fuentes. I just
Yeah,
laugh.
I mean,
Yeah.
and BJS, thank you for doing an exceptional job on breaking it down. And I think what it is I think when they see these young guys, these white guys, right?
Mhm.
They just it may sound crazy, but it just like they look at him as like, oh, he's just a young white kid who is just living life, or you know what I mean. But then when you actually listen to their intent,
Yeah,
the process, how they've been groomed or how they visualize things, man,
yeah.
it's quite dangerous. And I think a
It's
lot of
it's it's
brothers go
it's
ahead.
it's dangerous in a way, but the thing is, his what is he actually espousing? Why is he doing this? People don't get
Yeah,
to the why. Why are you doing this? He doesn't feel there's a role for him in this society, uh,
yeah,
just like a lot of other guys. Okay.
yep, yep, yep. He reminds me of what's the character? Two Face, right? Like this is the guy that's trying to be productive, and as you said, but there's the other side where society's like, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
So therefore, go ahead.
And the thing is, this is all over the planet. It's not just him.
Yeah,
It's all over the planet. He's
See,
espousing what young men all over the planet are actually espousing about things going too far. Andrew Tate was one of those guys. It's decayed to the point where men cannot live in this society.
see,
yeah,
they
At
got
our
what
time,
they wanted. They got what they wanted. They didn't know how it was going to affect them first
they
and foremost.
their theory is wrong. No, their
yeah.
theory was wrong.
See,
But
see, it's like
hold,
it's
hold,
like.
hold, hold, you can get your chance to talk, Charles. I'm trying to get people in. Go ahead,
All right, go ahead.
James.
Yeah, no, no, and just as you perfectly explained it, like it's to the tipping point where
Hmm.
now, obviously, with the shooting in Tennessee, and I saw that a bunch of liberals ran to the Capitol,
Uh-huh.
and you're starting to see this extremist, like it's starting to really, really stretch, and now it comes to the point where, as you mentioned before, BGS, how things have gone liberal. Now we're going to the super conservative side.
No, no, the pendulum has swung too far.
Yes.
Okay. The pendulum has swung too far, and that's the problem. That's what Reeves is trying to tell you. Chetty's trying to tell you. Gallo is trying to tell you. The pendulum has swung too far. The thing is, the violence is not what they're worried about. That's not what they're
No.
worried about. They're worried about guys giving up. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
and they have. That's the
Look,
problem.
Not
there's
yet.
They give it. Listen, let's give it up in ways where you may not be giving up and they're going post style, but they're giving up on.
listen
They're
to
just
me.
surviving
Listen to
or
me.
living.
Listen to me. They still have hope. Okay. Most they still have hope. They do. They
But
really do. They're
yeah.
trying to reach these guys. But the thing is, if you don't, guess what's going to happen? Things are actually start to fall apart,
Mhm.
I
especially
mean,
in this society. But go ahead, James.
no, I was just saying. I mean, and then the hope has gotten. How can I say this? It's become so marginal where you can even see it as we've talked about this before. It
Hmm.
just reflects on the national security itself of the United States.
Yeah.
The fact that we don't even have young men in some shape or form saying, "Yep, I'm ready to get busy, fight for this country," or just
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
into the military.
Like,
That
like
is the biggest.
70% of recruits are not in shape to actually fight anymore. Okay. They don't care.
Right.
And that's basically, if you go back and read how civilizations evolve and decay, right? The
Mhm.
biggest thing why they decay and fall apart is because people don't care anymore. They don't see any
Yep.
value anymore.
Mhm.
Egypt, Rome, Greece, uh, all basically the Mayans and stuff like that. They just
Yep.
left. There's
Yep.
no more value in it. They just left.
Mhm. I mean, well, I mean, you make it really hard to, where you sit up here and say, well, what's the point of trying to do anything? What's the point of fighting for this place when, any little gust of wind can knock it all down?
And the thing is honestly, I understand why they actually propped up the women because the birth rate was so far down, right? They got
Mhm.
to certain amount of birth rate. The thing is, that can only go so far, and they've reached the limit to where it can actually go. This
That's
is around
true.
the world.
Even the fact that they've introduced the concept of women, and not to say they can't, but in these extreme conditions of like the tier 1 units and saying, oh, yep. And every guy that I've talked to who are cadres, and they're saying like, yo, we've dumbed down the standards. We've done like we're twisting, you know what I mean, the arms to make things more comfortable, which we all know in society that is a no-go, especially how dangerous things can get.
Well, I mean, the big worry from
Hold
most
on,
people is what they.
hold on.
Oh, sorry about that.
Unless you're gonna do it for a minute, hold on. Okay, because you got people in order. AJ hasn't spoken yet.
Sorry about that.
No, go ahead. If you want to interject for a minute, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say the big worry. There's a good video of gosh, what's his name? Shit, I can't remember his name. But he talks about basically how this same thing happened about 100 years ago, and that's what we have, like the YMCA, YWCA, the Boys Town Sunday schools, and how a lot of young boys were left abandoned by their parents, and wound up running the streets. And you had young kids making gangs.
There was in the 18. That's how come they started the public school system, because in the 1850s they had a lot of young boys on the streets.
Yes,
parents had to work.
Newark, New York, Philly, Baltimore. New Orleans. They were firing cannons. They were fighting cops. It was like gangs of New York, but it wasn't people Leo's age.
It's a good book called The Boy Problem by Julia Grant. She actually goes from 1850 to 19.
Can I speak? Because I just want to
hold on.
My bad.
Not in mid sentence. You're next. Okay.
When can I get next week?
Like teenagers.
Right after AJ. Real quick, The Boy Problem by Julia Grant. Okay, she actually talks about this, even to the point where it actually had to rejig the whole school system for boys. In 1917,
boys they'll seize the city.
It was too feminized because boys were actually quitting. They started dropping out and quitting. Okay, too feminized. So they had to rejigger the whole system. Okay, it's going to happen again if they don't do something. It's already happening. Boys are dropping out. Go ahead, AJ.
I agree.
What's going on, BGS? What's going on,
up?
Panel? No, I was just trying to make this quick because you was responding to what I put in your chat towards what I've been seeing with me being the old man panel and what I said. Okay. So my thing is what I was trying to say is like, hey, why didn't nobody respond to me and say, hey, they coming at you? You know what I mean? Knowing they had an opportunity to come at that individual and they didn't do it.
Okay, who's the individual? You?
Or no, what Pearly and all that situation.
Oh man, that's the thing is they want the black manosphere gone. But thing is, there's no alternative. That's the problem that they have. Okay.
What that was my argument, and I didn't want you to kind of get that confused.
No, No,
because I'm like this here, and I still stick with this, even when on my channel, I'm just like, okay, y'all had an opportunity to come at her and you didn't. Y'all some cowards. But now I'm finding out BGS, they coming at me because I'm on, because I spoke out on Old Man channel. So I say, okay, if we're going to do that, all right, I'm gonna call y'all out on my shit. So that's all I was saying, BGS. That's all.
Because Pearl is not the problem. Okay, the problem is the manosphere. They tried this a year ago before she got this big, right? Pearl is not the problem. We're the problem. And they think that she's the antidote, but she's not. Okay,
and that's how I was trying to say that. I didn't want you to kind of get that.
Oh no.
No, I was coming at you wrong or something. I was trying to disrespect anything. No. My thing is this, like, we need to start calling ish out, and we don't do that because with certain individuals on certain platforms, we sit there and we bow down, and we need to stop doing that shit.
The thing is, at the end of the day, man, the reality will actually went out. Okay.
Yeah,
with Kevin, reality actually won out. Kevin blew up because of reality and the environment, not because of anything else. Okay, not theory. Theory didn't work.
Yo, real quick, BGS, can you elaborate on what you just said when you said Pearl is not the problem, we're the problem? Who are you?
The black manosphere is the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, elaborate on that.
They're trying. In other words, we're a counter narrative to
Mm-hmm.
what they're talking about, right? A lot of stuff is narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keep men in their place. Keep men serving. Okay. That's what they want.
And Pearl's just a hammer.
Pearl is the hammer to actually get rid of the black manosphere. They've done this twice. Okay. First time by Pro Blacks, now by Jason Black, right? They've done this twice. Pearl has been crowned the king of the black manosphere twice in a year. It's not the first time, but it's not going to work because at the end of the day, nope, they don't have no place to go. Okay, this is it.
Well, I wouldn't say they had no place to go. I think the fact is more that, the black manosphere, most of us are structured in reality to where we realize what's going on. We're not 2 inches deep like puddles. So basically, it's like, I think if anything, they want us to maybe get our people to tell, people like us to tell the other men to get back to serving. I think that's what they're trying to do.
In other words, no other place on YouTube will tell you what you're really worth.
Kind of like in Demolition Man, Edgar Friendly, before he said, he's like, take charge and lead these people out of here. He said, well, I'm no leader.
Yeah.
People just come with me. That's kind of what the manosphere is.
But at the same time, BGS and Judge Dre, I have a small channel. Do y'all know Danica Marie and Sister Goddess came at me? My channel is small.
That's because you're a soft target, right? Just for right now. As you grow, they will see. Go ahead.
What I hate, man, is Negroes, man, especially Negroes, right? Will profess in front of the camera, in front of the mic, when they get behind the mic, start complaining. How come y'all niggas don't say shit? Okay.
Yeah.
How come y'all don't complain? Academics, pro-blacks, blue pill dudes on jobs. Yeah, man, I agree with you, but he just can't say nothing.
Yeah.
So they sneak behind it. They actually hate listen to us all the time.
Well, but this is the problem. I totally understand why people don't speak, because the problem is this: we've allowed the rules and the guidelines to go so far. And it makes it so easy where sometimes you can just not agree with somebody on Monday, and then a month later, because you didn't agree with them, that can cost you your job.
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna lie. Remember when I was back working them, and when I was back, as I called on the books, and how y'all remember how I toned it down, because I knew any little thing, or if it got back to the people, hey, this is the guy you guys hired to do this. Like literally, and then I ended up losing a job. Why is that? Because people got into an argument and I didn't take a side.
But you already know
and
that.
But
Dre, me and you been knowing each other for years. No,
yeah.
but BJS, me and him been knowing each other for years though. But I've
He
been
used to come to my show when I was running shows.
Exactly.
So that's how long
But we've been catching slack for really trying to help other people, and then what happens?
Well, the reason why you catch slack is because this is, like you said, you're the counter narrative. You are the enemy to them. See, basically, they want us telling, hey, niggas, y'all, you should just be a strong enough man. Oh, your woman say you ain't making enough money? Nigga, you need to get out there and make more to give to her. Oh, the reason why you ain't, you know what I mean? Basically, they want you, like I told you, they realize they want you to be everything for them, and you're supposed to do it and expect nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
No, but
right.
Can I respond right quick? BGS?
Real quick, because Charles wants to get in.
Yeah. Let me.
I want to ask.
I'm gonna check the fuck up.
Hold on, y'all. You can't butt the line. Okay.
Go ahead. Let me say this right quick though. But Dre, over the years, even though you're trying,
you guys got to shorten this stuff up too.
Yeah, my bad, BGS. You're trying to help black people, and me and you doing the same thing. But they be our worst enemies. So, damn, we got to make a decision, and I think that's our problem.
How do you actually change 200 years of brainwashing and socialization?
You got to separate.
You can't separate.
The laws ain't even against you.
It's in all of us, right?
Right.
To some degree. Okay.
Can we ponder something as a group? And
we're trying. You have to change it one person at a time. It's the only way to actually do it.
Yeah. So I had a question.
Go ahead,
I can't. I don't know who said it because it's a lot of names.
We get to it, man.
Just real quick. Sorry. Where does so I'm hearing like essentially that the system is trying to use men, especially black men, up. Get you to do all the labor, all the work, not give you any reward, etc. And that's something I actually agree with. My question, and I just want to hear you all's like analysis and responses. Where is it just in you all's mind?
No,
that this is a no. I'm not. No, it's not in y'all mind. I agree with that. Let me just finish my statement. Is it in you all's mind? Is the source of this imbalance just women, or is it bigger than that?
It's women. They're pushing the issue so much.
Well, the thing is, we have been socialized over 400 years to be in a certain role, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And expect to actually fulfill that certain role. What happens when you actually want to break out of that? What's going to happen?
Yes, let me know when I could speak. I'm Chicago, man. We look at the stats, bro.
I understand. But the thing is, Charles hasn't spoken. We have like 4 people that haven't spoken, right? Okay.
All right.
So the thing is, FD. I'm trying to answer FD's question, right? We have gone back and actually traced this stuff like 300 years back, right? You've been socialized to actually play a certain role. Men want to actually break out of that role. Women don't want to give up power. They've said that back in the 60s and 70s. What did black men actually do when they actually get tired of this shit? They want you to go back to where you were, back to behind them, behind their leadership. Okay. Now they're espousing that out front. Okay. But the thing is, that's what they don't want to do. Okay. They don't want to take responsibility for it. That's the problem with the gynocracy. Want to blame everything on the men, but get all the power, all the perks without the responsibility.
And the larger system. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I BGS, I think what you're saying applies to the system as a whole, where no one wants accountability, and there's this and a small group of people bear the burden.
No. What white men tell you about the accountability, they take accountability for.
Yeah, they take accountability.
Okay, and they push it in your face and say what you're gonna do about it. Even white women take more accountability, because when their men are out of work, guess what they do? They go protest. They go elect Donald Trump. Our men need to work. Okay, our boys need to go to school. Okay, our boys are falling behind. Black women don't do that.
Of course not. Because basically for them, I hate to say, black women are all for themselves, and they see that, and I hate to say it's coming down to hurt America, period, because they're going to realize that, wait a minute, if these young people have no faith in our country, they're not going to fight for it or stand up for it. They wouldn't care. They don't care what happens.
Was it the gynocracy because of the environment, because the industrial environment is being exported all over the world?
Yep.
Okay.
There was also
now it's a problem for everybody, not just us. Okay? And who hasn't spoken and wants to jump in?
I haven't spoken.
I had a question, but
I'm gonna get behind
Charles and then FD. Okay.
Okay.
And we got to kind of keep it succinct, right? We don't have like 8 hours. Okay.
We're gonna keep it.
I'll get behind FD and DJ.
Okay.
We'll keep it succinct. Okay. From Baghdad to Baltimore. Because today's a national holiday, please say it with me. 1, 2, 3.
we got to get to it. We got to get to it today, Charles. Okay.
My bad.
But see, anybody. Well, we actually got somebody signifying today, don't we? But anyway,
hey, he's a guest today. All right. So
he's a guest. I treat guests very well.
He's using his manners. We're actually going to use ours, right?
We're using manners. It's just that
Charles.
I'm using manners.
Charles,
it's the fact that I'm using manners.
Charles.
It's
Charles. We're not going to do
can
this.
I say that? Can I say the word?
No, you can't.
I was going to say something to my statement, BGS.
Wait, get with your statement, okay? Let's get with it.
It's the. I'm just wondering how much research has to be out there for people to acknowledge that literally, 1, we're in a gynocracy, and 2, it benefit us not. Like, how many years has it been?
Oh, it's been 50. You know, we have actually tape where women don't want to give up power. They say,
And what happens when you don't take accountability when everything's under your command?
yeah, well,
You get
things fall apart.
it falls apart, but what happens when men doesn't want to put it back together?
Right.
It breaks within it like Humpty Dumpty doesn't get put back together again.
And see who's the ultimate victims when society falls. Who's the first to go away and get hurt from it?
Women
and children.
Yeah.
And for anyone to not admit that is disingenuous. And I'm not naming names or anything. I'm just putting it out there. It's the fact of the matter that once we comprehend this part, I mean, how long have you and I spoken about this, BGS?
About at least a good 6 years.
Probably longer, almost closer to a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, we haven't known each other that long, but yeah.
Well, on some parts, and it's funny. It's funny because we talked about many different subjects about this through the years, 6, 7 years prior to this happening.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the fall, and we warned a lot of people. They said, "Look, men are not women."
Yeah.
Because eventually our logic is going to show through. We're going to want to. You're going to have to prove it to us.
Yeah.
You're going to have to show us.
And women are not men because the hypergamy is real. Okay.
Yeah, they're not going to want to be the person that men are going to chase down to build. They want a guy that's better than them. But see, I respect all that about hypergamy. It's just, are you worth it? That's the part that women don't like about it.
Yeah,
are you worth it?
But your system is counter to hypergamy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You've taken all the jobs, you've taken all the higher level degrees,
mm-hmm.
and what have you built? Women do not build and maintain society. It's historically true, and it's counter not only to the narrative.
And we got to shorten some of this stuff up, right? Got a lot of people.
I know. I'm shortening it up.
Right.
About to knock it out the park.
All right, go ahead.
It's counter to the narrative that they always been told from these Disney movies or whatever propaganda they've consumed. But it's also counter to what they want biologically. And it's the last time I checked, we haven't evolved to the point where women want to take care of men and be the heads of households.
Yeah,
and I'll stop right there.
They got 4 feminist books out there right now to say exactly the same thing by prominent feminists, say exactly the same thing that we're saying. 4 of them written in 2012 through 2015. Same thing. Okay. What are they going to do about it? They haven't figured it out yet. Okay. FD, go ahead. You're still here. If not, I'll move on.
Sorry, no, I'm.
Unless
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay.
No, I'm mostly listening.
Okay.
And I forgot the question I had queued up. So
Okay.
circle back to me.
Baltimore put him to sleep.
We'll circle back to you. Dre, go ahead.
Oh, hey.
Okay, go ahead.
I remember it.
Go ahead.
I remember
Hold
it.
on. Okay.
So one thing I've heard multiple times so far tonight, mostly from you, BGS, is that there's no other place to go.
Yes.
And I would like to hear you or other people elaborate on why you see that as the case.
Who else is advocating for black men and boys?
Nobody.
Pushing back against the tide.
Are you're asking me directly?
I'm asking you. Yeah. Nobody else.
Y'all know what I would say. But obviously that's not valid from your perspective. So,
I just talked to Johnson today about what's going on in Florida. Okay.
Houston.
In Florida, about what the course, AP course on Africana studies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He said the same thing. Okay. It is what it is. Nobody's pushing back.
Right.
I hear this complaints all the time on all different levels about black men and black boys.
Well, BGS, respectfully, I talk about what's going on here in the election with Chicago, and they're not talking about black boys either.
Yeah, I just heard. What's her name? There used to be mayor of Chicago. What's her name?
Lori,
No,
Lori
Bottoms.
Lightfoot.
Bottoms. No, the Bottoms. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Keisha Lance Bottoms was
Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Atlanta,
Right.
Atlanta. She was in
She
Atlanta.
she named she named everybody that
What
she's
boys?
representing in front of Biden, except who? Black boys and black men.
Thank
No
you.
mention.
You know what?
Businesses.
It should have been
Yes,
at least
9 to
second.
that
She mentioned black
Exactly.
girls and black women, black girls. What happened to black boys and black men? Nothing.
You know what? Because
So
they don't see
what
our
is
humanity.
Hold
advocacy?
on. Go ahead, 50.
What does advocacy look like from your perspective? Like what features would it need to have?
This,
I can speak
this,
on that.
Hold on.
this space
Okay.
is what it looks
Advo-
like.
No,
ad-
hold on. Okay. We have to dig out shit that should have been dug out by academics and feminists like 50, 60 years ago, right? About um, uh, the white feminists taking over sex, putting sex in the civil rights bill, right? And getting like 85% of the jobs and benefits from affirmative action through Title IX. Okay. Nobody talks about that. Where did they actually take take the jobs from? Okay. From black men. Okay. Who advocates for that? Okay. Who brings that out? Who actually tells this kind of truth? Nobody. We have to dig this stuff out on our own.
Mm-hmm.
Who
BGS, can
advocates
I
for
tell
it?
them
Go ahead.
what I told you last night? So,
Go
FD,
ahead.
I was at a conference 3 years ago. I think the lady was out of Philadelphia. She was a social worker. This conference had all type of feminist things going on, and she was trying to get funding for, I think it was Philadelphia, on a program for young boys to exert masculinity in a positive way and be masculine and be males. And between that whole conference, the LGBTQ is there. Their whole argument was weapon if the boys identify like this, weapon if this. At the end of the day, they're still males. And no matter if they're gay, straight, bisexual, whatever the hell they want to be, they still have the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the people were more worried about, well, weapon if the boys identify different.
Right.
But they're
Well,
still in the same circumstance.
but see, this is the
So wait, hold on, man. Hold on.
actually I was
So
next and you went before me, but you go ahead. So don't tell me to hold on.
You know what? Hey, this keeps on. I'm gonna drop everybody. Okay.
all right.
Stop.
So let's talk about Houston right
And
now.
and,
They
and
have
wrap it.
a
You
yeah, I'll
gotta
wrap it up.
shorten it up. You gotta shorten
In
it up.
Houston right now, there are people that's trying to take over the board of education. My cousin works a consulting job in education. So basically, they're gonna rejigger it to where they can use charter schools, and they're gonna put white people on the board, and they're gonna use diversity, and all those black people that are getting paid are gonna lose their job. But see, they're not actually worried about the reading levels and the education of black men. They're worried about their paychecks.
Yeah. Well, same thing in Baltimore. What's going on in Baltimore? It's the thing is we're the only counter narrative that's out there. Okay, right now it is what it is. Go ahead, FD.
No,
But I was
I'm
next.
listening. You can let Judge
Go
Trey.
ahead, Judge.
Yeah. But like I said, this the main issue here is this. You got the men, you're letting them know the men, they're not important in society, but to do work or to be used as a tool. What happens when those tools, begin not to function? That's what you're starting to see. You've told them for so long that they've had to work hard to get table scraps, and you're not offering them anything to come back. They're not coming back. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Most black men wouldn't even care if another country took this country over, because that's how low to the bottom you are. It won't affect you at all. If anything, it'll hurt you. It will hurt it will hurt your enemies more.
Yo, can I ask?
You got 30 seconds. Okay.
For me?
Yes, you.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that, BGS. Hey, FD. Can you give me something that towards within your movement or what you're saying that's helping black boys and black men?
I did this the other day with Bernard. I don't.
Well, bro. I don't know that.
We weren't there. You
I
say
mean,
no, or
so
you can say you don't
if
want
you
to.
don't mind, respectfully, bro. I
you know,
mean, I just heard what you were saying prior. So
I mean, you know, my movement is varied. It depends on what you're talking about. You talking about the thing I'm involved in right now, like
why would it vary? I say black boys.
No,
and
hey,
black
Dave,
men.
we're not gonna argue.
No, I
Well,
mean,
my
like,
bad, BGS.
So
my apologies.
I want to make sure, you know, when we're in contentious grounds, I try to be precise as possible.
It's not contentious.
What's
okay?
contentious?
Okay.
Right.
Well, I'll say this: what I'm doing right now, cornbread tube. BGS just did a video about bread tube a little while ago. Is what perked my radar back up. So since I have grown on this platform in the last going on 3 years now, I have been very purposefully collecting and amplifying young black men from a variety of different backgrounds and experiences to speak to men's issues in their content, to speak to black boys' issues in their content. Now, you know, it's from a leftist progressive perspective, so I don't expect that to be to hold much weight for you gentlemen.
Depends on what it is.
Well, BGS, can I interject or no?
No, let him finish and then you can interject.
Well, no, that's pretty much it. So I have, you know, been instrumental in like completely creating a whole new wave of young black men creating content on this platform, mostly oriented for black men and boys.
So when we say leftist, what does that mean? Because left is very broad.
So take Joe Biden. No, take what's the brother's name? Take Bernie Sanders. Start there and then start moving further left. That's where we're
at. Further left. More like Richard. So more like Richard Wolf.
That's my side.
I'm not sure who that is, but we're talking about anarchists, syndicalists, socialists.
Richard Wolf is a Marxist economist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really fuck with Marx too.
Can I interject? But you said towards the black men that you help on here, right? On YouTube, or I'm saying in real life.
Yes.
What black boys and men that you helped?
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that today. Okay, he's not on trial today. Okay.
Okay. No, I'm not trying to.
I would love to tell my resume.
I'm just I don't want his resume, BJS. I'm just saying what I heard him from the beginning. Though
you open it, he's willing to do it. You open it up, let him do it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. So I spent 10 years teaching in inner city Atlanta and other places. I spent 3 years in the juvenile court system working with boys. And then I spent 3 years working in public health research, primarily working on behavioral health issues, which I'm sure if you know affects mostly young black men and boys. In between that time, I worked as an activist. I worked as a street researcher. I mentored. I coached a step team. You know, I got, you know, I'm not sure. I hope that satisfies. Yeah.
And just, can I
no, you can't. No, you cannot. Okay.
All right. I was set up.
You have to invite him to your show. Okay.
I'm a small fry, BG.
I mean, how many people I got up here? AJ, how many people I got up here?
Yeah.
So look, how many people I got up here?
That. Yeah.
Okay. The mighty walk. Go ahead.
I've seen a video of you know, one of the young boys that FD, you know, I guess he pretty much shared this video on Twitter. And like the thing is, you're not sharing anything as progressive as you think, you know.
And this is not a beat up on FD.
No, I understand, but what I'm saying, you know, teaching these boys that is some oppressive system is not really giving them hope. They have to have some type of hope in themselves. They have to have belief in themselves. So, and you know, and I watched the whole video, and I'm just like, yo, this dude has no hope going toward the future, and it's like you can preach that lefty stuff. Like, us as individuals,
like we should be preaching pride for what we can do. You know what I'm saying? Not what we quote unquote can do. Go ahead.
Pride without work, pride without works is not going to help anything. Okay.
Right, but you have to put in the work individually.
No, you have to collect. No such thing.
What do you mean no such thing?
No such thing.
No such. You're right.
Like you can't put in the work individually. Why is that?
So you do it on your own without nobody's help.
Right.
Yes, it's hard. It's hard work. You open that book. Give me
an example.
All right, so I could make myself for an example. You know, listen, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. You know, I do tech. I don't have a college degree. I've been in corporate for 16 years. I've been in prison for 3 years.
Okay.
But even when I came out of prison, I still got back into corporate. But this is because I go on YouTube and I constantly study from. Go ahead,
corporate is not individual.
Right.
What do you mean corporate is not individual?
Not individual, you know.
But I had to get there myself.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Who put me in corporate?
Somebody had to hire you, sir.
Okay, but how did I get hired?
Where did you learn your stuff from?
Myself.
Really? Online by yourself in the dark?
YouTube.
So that was somebody else teaching you.
No, it was not. What I'm saying is that the information is there. It's just like a library. You have access to all of these things. It's free. So we should be teaching people that. We have information. Technology is here. We got Chat GPT, and we sitting here arguing about what we can't do for these black boys.
The mighty walk, okay? It's collective, okay? How keep going to eliminate you.
But what part is collective?
Huh?
What part is collective?
You're on one right now, sir.
Right.
Okay, but none of y'all are helping me get where I need to go.
Maybe at the moment, because that's where you're going.
Guess what you asked for, sir?
Individuality.
I didn't ask for anything, but how are y'all helping me get where I need to go?
You just asked for it, sir. You asked for help, did you not?
Wait a minute.
No,
what type of help are you looking for?
Okay, all right, man. We're not gonna do this today, all right?
Yeah, but I didn't ask for help. What I'm basically trying to say is that I equipped myself.
No, you didn't, sir.
How didn't I equip myself? Who helped me?
The person that hired you, that believed in you.
Okay, but do you understand how many times I had to face a no before I got a yes?
Somebody had to say yes.
That's life.
Okay, but I had to, right, and that's life exactly. But we have to understand that we're going to face 1,000 L's.
Wait a minute. Are you not a male? Are you not a black man in America?
Listen, I don't consider myself a black male in America. When I conduct myself,
wait a minute. Hold up,
I conduct myself in a pragmatic way.
You got 1 minute to finish your thought, okay?
Okay. So listen, when I conduct myself, it's in a pragmatic way.
Okay.
I don't care about who's doing what. It's about what needs to be done. If I go to 500 doors and I got 500 no's, then I'm waiting for that yes. And if it's 600, I'm still waiting for that yes.
Why are you going to doors if you're doing it yourself?
What you mean I'm still doing it myself? I have to present.
No, you're not.
I have to present my value to the world because we all collaborate. So, like you said, right?
All right. Finish. You got 30 seconds. Go ahead, man.
All right, we all collaborate. So of course you have to work with others, and this is why we can't block off. We can't do this white supremacy. No, we have to work with these people. We have to work with others. And the truth be told, when we talk about this race stuff and we go into the system, how is the system rigged against black people when Asians are constantly breaking through barriers of supposed systematic racism? We got Asians, we got Caribbeans.
You know what, man? If you don't, as a black man,
all breaking the system.
Okay, all right. Okay,
yo, read the
That's all I got. Go ahead.
All right, thank you.
Read the 1965 immigration bill or something.
No, don't have to read nothing, man. Thank you.
Asians ain't niggas. Can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Just in response to the brother speaking. So, my thing in the collective, the men in the collective I'm connected to, because it's not a manosphere.
Okay, we got to shorten things up. Okay.
I'm just saying what we're doing is reintroducing philosophies and perspectives to younger black men and boys that have been disabused from pretty much from birth. As I hear a lot of you all talk, I hear things that sound vaguely familiar, I just have a very different analysis. And so I'm sorry. I hear y'all talking about the same problems that I see. The one thing I said in my video is that we end up seeing the exact same problems. You all come to a very different conclusion as to the source of those problems than I do. Okay. And so when we're talking about what the boys and young men that I've helped get platforms are doing, it's spreading the analytical framework that we think is much better for other young men and boys to see.
Somebody's got to soften the ground for you, okay?
Yeah.
For these seeds to be planted. That's what the manosphere is actually doing for you.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like,
can I finish my thought? Somebody got to soften the ground for you, and make this stuff move. Okay, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We get hate for it.
Yep.
Nobody's doing this work. Trust and believe. I know. I've been everywhere. I know. That's why a lot of guys are actually coming here of all walks. I got 20 guys that are actually Ivy League graduates. Okay, people with millions of dollars, people with IT, Army, military, all walks of life, black men.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into arguing the like scope of the sphere. I see what you all do and who's here and the value and or problems of the space. But I just disagree with like the role you all play in the popular.
Like what?
Mm-hmm. Like what in terms of what the role you all play?
The role that we play, yes.
Well, you speak to this idea. You've done this a lot in what I've noticed.
What is it? Shorten it up.
That you all have like this rich, prominent discourse that is permeating throughout, culture and society or just YouTube streets. And I just no, I don't agree.
You don't have to agree about what? You don't have to agree. It's reality will actually prove us right. Kevin came out of this camp.
If reality proves you're right, then I'll be wrong.
Well, then you're wrong. Okay, fine.
Right.
Who hasn't spoken?
I got a question.
No, hold on. Who hasn't spoken?
I haven't spoken. AL, actually.
You have spoken, Charles.
You have spoken, Charles, but go ahead, man.
Yeah, okay, appreciate y'all. Been listening, learning, and understanding, and coming to the realization. I've been listening, learning, and coming to the realization that all this boils down to right now is compliance. We're not complying with what they're saying, and they're not complying with what we're saying. All right, and we've decided as men to start moving the way we want to, and go on the path of. I'm in Black Manosphere. I'm down with Black Manosphere. I'm down with BGS. So when this man talks, I don't care what nobody says to me. He's like E.F. Hutton. I'm going to shut the fuck up. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to absorb the knowledge. And if some of you guys don't like the fabric that he's laying down with what he sees and what he knows, that's fine. By all means, y'all can leave. But we're not going to stop doing what we're doing over here. And we making a change, i.e. Kevin, R.I.P., but I digress.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem I have with everything is that, me, I'm kind of like a soldier on it. I like this. I'm ready to bring him to his knees so we can go ahead and go ahead and usher in a new way of living. Like a lot of people, like, me, I'm kind of blunt. I'm like,
that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, but I'm like, me, like, I know it's going to happen. You can already see it. I mean, that's the only reason why. And back in the day, we couldn't even speak no freely as much as we can speak now. You can already see it to stemming times and all like that. See, they're going to try to convince you, like I said, they're trying to convince you to adopt the old ways of life. I see that. But me, I'm to the point to like this is half of you niggas ain't really, when it all points out that we ain't really nothing when it calls when it comes to the real, it would be better off to just say, for all us men to just say, fuck it, we ain't doing shit. Don't care what happened. If it ain't involving me, if it's not involving me or somebody I care about, I don't care what happens. If people stood up and made a stand like that, laws would change immediately because they don't have enough. No, but this is the problem. Good people like us, are few and far between. And once you realize that other good people ain't stepping in to fill those places, it's going to be a problem.
Let me tell you when I knew it was something
Uh,
different.
Simple Jack has not spoken. Real quick.
I'm just gonna tell you, it's like I knew the system was messed up when you had black mothers who wouldn't even go to the school system to say we need single sex education. We need boys to be put in all boys schools to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Once I realized that, it was over.
Yeah. I mean, like I would get more help from an enemy on this panel than I would from a black woman that loves me. Now that's bad, isn't it?
It is bad. Simple Jack, go ahead.
Hey, BGS, I greatly appreciate being put on this panel. Really, I just want to say thank you for this, and then I'm just just enjoying being on the panel, and then I'll just wait for any place to interject. But right now, I'm just listening.
Everybody shits on this space, right? 2015, there was nothing here. Okay, basically nothing here. Now people pay attention to us. Reeves and Chetty, all these people are not here for no reason. Not here for no reason.
You know, I've heard you say those names a couple of times. What are the first names so I can look them up?
Richard Reeves of the Brookings Institute and Roz Chetty of Brookings Institute. Boys and Men, one of the best sellers this year, last year. You aware of them?
Also, Professor Scott Galloway also.
Galloway is third behind them. Okay. Which is why they had to put people like Andrew Tate in jail. It's pressure. Okay. Even Sarai Garvey said the same thing, right? There was a vacuum when Kevin died. It has to be filled because this is global. Passport Bro that came out of this space is a global phenomenon. Okay.
Well, I mean,
not local but global. Out of this space. Okay. But we have no influence. Okay, that's okay. Go ahead, Ben. You want to speak up? Anybody?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
For the individual, I forget. I think it was FD. One of the things I find I think it's disturbing is that you have, just like in the Civil War, I think it's the book called Women of the Confederacy. Despite how those white men were getting their ass whooped, unilaterally, those women still fought tooth and nail to provide all resources for those men at their weakest point. And I think what BGS and the Manosphere stresses is that regardless if you disagree or agree, as a collective group, we have to actually fight no matter what the scenario is. And I think sometimes people divert being more, they use their individual experience versus a collective experience. And I think that's the bigger issue.
You don't think that's happening here, though?
No, because, and the reason why I say no is because this platform has allowed men to, it's like a coliseum, right? If you think about it, it's a think tank, right? There are those like BGS and others who spearhead it, but at the end of the day, what is the overall objective? Because
that's not answering. Well, go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is, what is the overall objective? Because at the end of the day, when you really look at it, right, there are two components that really affect Black men, in my opinion: the lack of resources for education and also employment, right? So therefore, if there's not a collective group to have these discussions and actually say, okay, what are we doing? Not only say what are we doing, what are the threats that are in front of us, right? And how do we eliminate those threats within our circuit, whether it's through trucking in any form, right? To infiltrate, to make sure that we sustain or get ahead. Not like, as BJS had mentioned, it's not about outracing, the guy in first place, it's outracing the guy next to you. And I think that's one of the things that is more important.
But here's the question, James. I said, and I totally understand where you're going, but it's a broader picture than that. Like when he said this, you're trying to get, I'm saying I see you, what you're going and you're trying to do that. but 95% of the people it won't work for. Why are you doing that? To get, as you say, you want to get ahead for what? To
Well,
be
that's
wait,
the thing.
wait. I'm not. It was a affirmative. For
chill
what?
out now.
Because you have no look. Because why? You have no
If you ask-
family to pass. No, but I'm just trying to say you got no family to pass it. You don't have no cooperative women to be with, stuff like that. That's a bigger issue than more than anything. Because when people don't have any structure to come home to or nothing that they want to build, they don't build.
There's nothing to build on. But go
Right,
ahead.
you know.
Answer it, James, and then we'll actually go on to somebody else.
Well, can I just say the question I asked wasn't answered though from James
what
or
question was
whomever,
that?
which
What
is
question
like
was that?
you all don't think that this first off is not just this space, but you all
Ask the
don't think
question.
that individual people are bringing their individual experiences and extrapolating those to societal level
What does that mean?
analysis.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
What is that? Yeah, I don't get
Meaning
that.
like so perfect example for me, I grew up and I had great black women around me all the time. So it's hard for me, and it was very difficult for me to like engage with the way you all see the world because it looks bizarre from my perspective.
Yeah, but
I had to let me just finish. But I had to.
I'm gonna start dropping people if not.
I had to recognize that was my perspective, and that I knew full well why my perspective might be foreign to some of you all. And I'm just saying, do you all not see that same thing also exists here? That people are bringing their personal experiences and extrapolating that to the whole society.
Let me answer it, please, and then you can actually answer it. We get 100,000 people actually coming on saying the exact same thing that you said. What does that prove? It's outside. It's not just you.
Right.
That's what the space does. It's not just you. Okay. So it's not your individual experience. It's everybody's experience coming together as he's telling their story as a collective. Go ahead, Charles.
Okay. Okay. FD, where are you from?
I'd rather not say. I'm saying I'm from a major city. We'll do it like that.
What region? North, south, east, west? Where?
I'm from Chicago. I'll put it.
Thank you.
From Chicago.
I don't know why that's a big deal.
I'm gonna put it to you this way. I've been a cop for years.
In
the
Baltimore.
one thing in Baltimore, of all places.
Oh boy.
So the one thing I've always said, you can't hide who you are at your house. It's impossible. When you start to see cultural issues that carries on from Baltimore to Chicago, New York, LA, Miami, Atlanta, it's not individual. As a matter of fact, it's no different than you're looking at gravity and you're saying, wait a minute, this has affected me the same way as it does over there.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening is that a lot of brothers are finally getting confirmation that they're not crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is what happens in this space, because when we look at the issues, especially with black boys, and it's like I told a lady on my podcast, it's like, look, we don't care about the men you're dating and sleeping with. We care about the boys that you're birthing.
Yep.
Anytime they have done studies to show that if you change the mother, the outlook and the intellectual prowess of that boy increases when you take him away from a black mother, which I think is shameful.
All right.
And I mean that's enough to make you throw your computer out the window. We have a problem.
Yeah.
And until we actually challenge that notion, instead of saying we're taking our individual experiences and trying to galvanize it, when the real catalyst is how that mother sees her boy is how that boy is going to succeed through life, and there's a correlation with it. We can't be coy and just say, oh, it's just men just putting their stuff a lot higher than it is, because men, we're not given the parachute to be to be disingenuous. We're not given that, especially those men who are fathers of boys.
And shorten it up, Charles.
I'm done.
Okay.
BJ, my interview.
Go ahead.
Um, so to piggyback on what Charles has stated, and everyone on this panel, the fact that is many of us do not know each other personally.
No.
But as Charles mentioned, the fact that a man from Chicago, Baltimore, LA can say, okay, this is what I'm experiencing. This is what I experienced as a child. And the thing about it is, it's all about what is the majority. It's not about the minority. If majority of men are experiencing similar things, and the fact that they have a space to actually speak about this outside of a barbershop to get much more clarity, and the fact that it allows men to actually speak to highly intellectual brothers who have PhDs, who understand psychology and all these other factors to break things down, this is why this space is heavily needed, because your experience is very minute. And it's not to disparage what you experienced, but I think what we have continuously stressed, this has been going on for 50 plus years. And you tie that on to other traumas and everything else that Black boys and Black men have not really had the ability to express and have a real deep discussion, like, okay, what is really going on? And that's why I think this space is heavily needed.
Well, I mean, I always thought.
Go ahead. Let me interject. Go ahead.
James said something
and make it quick.
Okay, I just want to respond to. My experience is not minute. It's a trope. The image of the Black boy that loves his mother too much, and my mother wasn't that type of mom, to be perfectly honest about it. Now, there's a definite, we'll say, bell curve of Black boys' experiences in fatherless homes that has not been fully investigated and explored to the way it needs to be in the academic research. But I'm putting words in your mouth because I'm assuming, and I know from the research I've done that you don't.
We have to shorten these things up, okay? So we got to get to the points.
I'm just saying my experience isn't so unique, and I would argue, if I had more time or felt more of an urge, that the data would probably prove that. But I don't. I would need to look that up.
The data's not proving it, Bo.
Right.
The
math ain't mathing, kids.
The math ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing for Black
boys. Majority of Black boys.
What?
Yes.
The majority of Black boys are failing.
Oh no, failing. We're not talking. So failure is not what I'm talking. I'm talking about being connected to Black women from their upbringing in a positive way. That was the specific thing I was speaking.
Being tied to them in a positive way is bringing about a negative effect, though.
I just want to tell you. I just want to tell you, FD. Would you say majority of Black boys have positive outcomes with their mothers?
Depends on how you define positive outcomes.
All right. Okay. All right.
Would you say that majority of Black boys?
We're not going to do this.
You know what? I already know where
we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this.
I'm sorry. I'm
sorry. I don't care what things. We're not going to go back and forth about this. You have a different point of view.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I don't feel like doing this for an hour. Go ahead. Ask him.
Yeah. After you said that this space does not have any great discourse or basically any influence towards greater society. If so, why is there no apathy towards it? Because lately, even in national media, you see that there's the interest. People cannot seem to leave this space alone. If there's no influence, if there's no discourse happening here, why so much interest? Why so much focus in this space? And not just the Black manosphere, the manosphere in general.
I'll tell you why. Because of this.
No, he asked FD. He didn't ask you.
Oh, okay. I'm fine.
I think the answer to that can be found in a guy I think you all have a lot of respect for, and I have some respect for, although we are not on good terms. I'm not a fan personally, but Tommy Curry.
We talked to him.
I know. He would like to. I'll leave that alone.
Guess who his friend is?
I know. I've heard.
Thank you. So
I'm
we
not.
know.
I'm not disagreeing with these things. These are things that I have. We'll leave that alone because that
We'll
will get
leave
us
it
off on
alone
a
because you
tangent.
don't mention his name unless you know. Okay.
No, I'm aware of all these things.
And I do know. Okay.
Can I ask this question real
No, you
quick?
can.
Well, hold on. Let me just
Somebody
make sure I
else
answer
wants
the
to get in.
question, though. I just
No.
want to answer the question. Tommy Curry's work tells us that racism is driven by the denigration and destruction of black men and boys. And what I have seen, and this goes back to just pearly things. This is one of the reasons why I popped up in the last couple of days. What I am really interested in is how this small space has been essentially being cannibalized. Cannibalized by all these other larger platforms and people who really just want to come here and point at this space and say, look at how the black men act. That's the divestors, that's destiny, that's just pearly things. I don't think it's because
how does just pearly things say that?
How does she? I don't watch her content. I just
in other
know
words, she doesn't. Okay.
No, what she's doing is, from what I'm saying, repeating you all's talking points.
Okay. Good.
So basically, like I said, it shows she got it from us.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't like she's our leader. She got that from us.
And good. We can't talk to those people, but she can. Good.
She's a useful person.
That
She's
dynamic.
Good.
I just think that dynamic is. Hold on. I think that's a dangerous. I haven't I'm not. Excuse me. I said this the other day. I haven't come to a surefire theory of analysis on like how dangerous just pearly thing is to black men in particular. But I think the fact that she is using rhetoric that she's pulled from this space and detaching it from black men is probably it's somehow some way that's going. And then like next thing you know, Nick Fuentes is on her show.
Good.
Like I don't know how, but I know
we do know how. Through her manager.
Oh, bro.
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this is
hold
gonna.
on.
I don't know how this is gonna fall out in the future, in the probably very near future. But I know when it does, it's not going to be good for us because it's never good for us.
And listen, as black men, we have already known that this. We're intelligent black men. We should already know that all them cards are in white people's playbook. If you don't know that by now, you got to be naive. You should. I mean, like, I don't expect white people to do nothing that they haven't already been doing.
In other words, if it's good for boys, we can actually put our bid in, just like black men did when it was good for girls.
I mean, we disagree with that fundamentally, but I think the thing.
I don't care if you disagree.
I want to tell him something real quick. So before he did that interview with the white manosphere, he was actually on the program with Andrew Yang and another guy, and they brought up black guys. But what you have to understand, the condition that a lot of white guys are in, they're virtually borderline black guys.
Yep.
So when they use our content, they see where white boys can be, especially with this dollar that's deteriorating. You know what I'm saying? No more imperialism. They can't forcefully stop black men anymore or anyone anymore with sheer force of burning down neighborhoods without accountability. So they can't do none of it. They're confused. So when they hear black guys speak, they hear where they can be. So you're saying that it's dangerous, but she can take the content from the white space, but it's based in class. We're based in class compression where every nigga is the same, no matter if you make 200K or you make 20K. You get treated the same, pretty much. You're an object.
Right.
I think the best way for me to, and again, this is a weak analysis I have right now because I haven't steeped myself in it. But the best example I can bring up is how passport bros have become the face of sex tourism.
Okay.
No,
white boys.
I know you're not. I know.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
No.
And that's kind of my point. That's the dangerous thing I'm trying to like engage in, is that passport bros have become the face of sex tourism. And God knows that it's going to affect black men going forth. White men have been doing sex tourism since. That's basically colonialism.
This is the same argument, FD.
Hold on.
No. So I'm just speaking to that in terms of.
Hold on. I'll tell you. It doesn't matter. Okay,
It doesn't.
it doesn't matter.
It does.
Yo,
Do you
yo,
listen?
we're the face of the R word. We're the
I'm gonna
face
drop
of
everybody. I'm gonna drop
drugs.
everybody if you don't stop. Okay, if you don't stop, I'm gonna drop everybody. The reason it doesn't matter is because we need attention. Number one, black women will not believe that we're serious until we leave. We're leaving.
Right.
They're paying attention. The world's paying attention. White guys actually trying to take over the passport bro movement. They're tired of Western women. Okay,
Yep.
it's going to cause friction. It's going to cause change.
Mhm.
You want change, unless you like being the way you are. You
Right.
keep stuff going for another 50 years or not. What do you want? Got to take a chance.
I think
you're gonna get a bloody nose.
I think the
Be
more
just fine.
likely situation is something close to like the what is it, the mandatory minimums for crack versus cocaine. I think what's gonna happen is as fallout in the first time the next major, or not the next, as bad things happen as a result of the rhetoric, that of a passport bro murders somebody in Thailand or something, right?
Okay. Okay.
That's gonna. I'm not speaking that to existence, but we all know how this works. As soon as a black man does something bad, what's gonna happen is that instead of looking at the totality of the issue, they're gonna say this is something that niggas been doing.
Good.
And all right.
You can't be afraid of your goddamn women. You can't. You got to stop.
I'm not afraid of what.
You are.
So in other words,
you're speaking as fear, though.
So
I don't understand.
I'm speaking
white men are not complaining about us. It's our women. Stop them.
So FD, let me ask you something, right? What's your favorite department store, like place you like to shop?
I don't have one, man.
Pick one, man.
Like,
It doesn't matter.
pick one.
No,
Video game store.
Okay.
Huh?
Video
game store.
Video game
GameStop.
store. You
Best
like GameStop. Common, a brother with commonality. What type of games you like?
Sports game. I came off
Sports
Madden.
games.
I came down here.
Oh, he was just playing Madden last night.
Don't play me at Madden. Get your ass whooped, man.
I will probably get my ass whooped at Madden.
Make your point, Charles.
But I'm gonna tell you, right? Are you one of the guys who like, you know what? The new Madden coming out, I gotta get it, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if you go to a GameStop that's 2 blocks away that doesn't have Madden? Are you willing to go to the one that's 10 blocks away to get what you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what black men are doing when they go overseas.
I'm not even arguing against, so like sex tourism, I have a problem with for different similar but different reasons. I want y'all to, I got a better example. You know how the last 6-7 years, every election they try to blame the Democrats losing on black men.
Yeah.
We're always to blame.
You guys got to stop.
And so what I'm saying
You got
is,
to shorten it up though.
when I see, all right, so what I'm saying is when I see the passport bros, when I see just pearly things, I think this is, I just see danger. I think that I'm just very.
If you're a black man living your life, that's danger.
About us. Oh,
But listen, if you're a black man living your life, that's danger all the time.
I'm touched.
Of course, I'm worried about y'all. I wouldn't have made. I wouldn't be here.
Maybe we're I'm sorry, gentlemen. Let me interject.
Go ahead.
Maybe we're tired of being scared. Maybe we're tired of being told we need to be scared. Maybe we're tired of being told we need to be timid. For the past 50 years, we've always been told this. And this has not been working for us. And you're coming down here almost giving us, hey, well, if we do this and that, almost like you'd be able to foretell a cautionary tale. Maybe we don't give a shit no more. Maybe it'd be best for us to be more emboldened, be brave, tell these women to shut the fuck up. Go somewhere else. Try something else. Try new experiences. If they put it on us to make us the evilest people on the planet, they're already doing that.
Yeah, I think you all are so wedded to the framework through which you see the world, which is natural to an extent.
No.
Hold on. Y'all let him talk. I'm dropping people.
You know,
Start dropping people. Go ahead.
Because y'all are talking past a lot of what I'm saying. I think it's just because the danger that I'm looking at with, I think the Just Pearly thing is probably going to be like Tate was probably Kevin was probably patient zero. I'll give him that. Kevin was patient zero. Tate is the pandemic escaping an area.
He's Agent Smith. Okay.
Sure. And then Pearly things is letting us know that it's a wrap. You've already lost containment on the problem.
Lost what?
Lost what?
They knew that. They knew that already. They knew that they're trying to. She's the containment of it.
No, she's lost. Like when a white woman when I can't think of a single time when white women have been greatly involved in the political, social, educational business of black men, and it's been a good thing.
It's called cui bono. Who does it benefit, right? Why is she here? Okay, why is she here?
It benefits her.
It benefits Chetty, it benefits Reeves, it benefits Galloway. They got to contain this, okay? And she's the containment.
So be just my intervene.
Go ahead.
MD, let's look at the bigger picture, right? The issue now in America and just worldwide is that men are like, fuck this. Point blank. Whether it's black, white, purple, or blue. The fact that you have brothers who are actually saying, you know what? If I gotta die with this shit or die somewhere else happy and smiling, I'll take that risk. I'll roll the fucking dice. And this is where again, I don't know you personally, but listening to you, it's like nigga, don't cross that street now. You might get hit. Right. Well, fuck it, I'm gonna get hit anyway, right? Like, so what do I got to lose? Because if I know I'm suffering, and this is the sad part. The men that are really suffering are men that are actually productive. That is the issue. And when men who are productive feel like, okay, I do X, Y, Z, and this is the reward I receive. It's very minimalist. Why would I even waste my time? Especially if you got brothers who come back and say, yo, I'm having a great time. They look healthier. They're happy. They're actually having families. They're actually saying to themselves, like, it's not even about, and this is the thing, this whole sex concept, Bright Brother's been doing this for a long time. It has never changed. It's been out through history. The issue I think I have with it seems like that's the focal point. Most brothers are not going out there to smack. They just want to be at peace. Yeah. They want to have a smile on their face. They just want to experience something. Whether if sex comes with it, it is what it is. If it don't, at least I notice every time I've traveled, I leave the United States, and as BJ says, I go do a cleansing. I'm at peace. When I come back to this motherfucker, I'm like, here we go again.
Right. At least I mean, think about it. You walk down the street and see women smiling instead of resting bitch face all day. Yeah. I mean, even that can make you be more productive. That motherfucker smiling.
Like, it's not about the sex, brother. It is the actual fact that a man can go somewhere and he can just be, express himself and just be like, hey, oh, she's smiling, she's happy. Oh, thank you. Oh, would you, it
rubs off on you, make you feel better. Like,
man.
Right.
You know what's pissing black women off mostly is that guys actually videotaping their wives, their girlfriends, and their kids from overseas. I'm happy. I'm getting better results.
BJ,
hold
can
on,
I give them a good example?
Go ahead, FD, real quick.
Yeah, because I'm about to head out. My work is the actual work I'm working on is done.
Okay.
I want to just leave with not it's late at night and I'm not as spicy as I was as I usually am, and I appreciate being able to listen for a second. This has been enlightening in many ways. What I want to leave with is I have a video coming out in a couple of days, sometime early next week, and I invite the breadth of the black manosphere to partake in it and its likely follow-up. It will have little to no gender discourse.
Okay.
Which I'm sure you all will appreciate.
We will.
It'll be just mostly straight facts about certain political perspectives around Black issues, with a sprinkling of Black men's perspectives as necessary. So I would hope that you all partake in that, and maybe that'll be a baseline place for better growth and understanding. Beyond that, gentlemen, it's 2:00 in the morning where I'm at, so
right.
I don't know what's going on with everybody else, but I know if you're up this late, having this conversation in any form or fashion, regardless of the fact that I have problems with the nature of the conversation, it's probably a conversation that needs to be had, because anything else you're doing at 2:00 in the morning is probably not all that good. And so regardless of my significant concerns, I hope everybody is doing well and taking care of themselves, and I hope that you all take the opportunity to open yourselves up to change. And yeah, I'll leave. I'll bow out peacefully and gracefully.
We are. This is the change, sir.
I'm freaking married.
It's all right. Go ahead. Thank you, FD, for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Peace and blessings, gentlemen.
Peace and blessings.
Jeez.
All right. There he is.
Did he just generalize all of us?
He's actually starting to soften up, believe it or not.
Okay. He's normally worse.
When he was a couple of days, this is nothing. Okay.
Right. He's normally worse.
He's normally worse. So he actually listened for a change. So that's a good thing.
I mean,
I don't think he was listening.
He was. Oh, he was. I know. No, he
was. I hate to say it, a lot of people listen. They're kind of different. Trust me. That's why they like push back first. And they say, like I said, they see the problems that men are having is more than just even white men. They said it's more than that, and they realize that unfortunately that could be the downfall of this country. You got so many other countries now chomping at the bit. I mean, say Saudi Arabia, say, you know what? Fine, we go off the dollar. That'll really kill us.
Yeah.
And I hate to say something, for us normal, hardworking, everyday Black men, getting off the dollar, it'd be hard at first, but it would probably help more of us than anything else it will do in this area. Because that'll hurt. Listen, you bring the other people down. So you bring them down to your level.
I think generally Black guys can deal with being poor more than middle class white people.
Of course, that's why I said you bring them down to their level, and they'll realize, wait a minute, why these men ain't. I mean, men ain't trying to work no overtime. They don't care about. As long as I got enough to survive and pay for what I need, it's fine. And they realize that this country can't work like that. I mean, you erase the American dream, and then you've told the people, yeah, go ahead and work hard for a living and do all this, that, and the other. And then anybody can just tell a lie out the woodwork and destroy everything you ever built. And you never even had a connection with this person. All they got to do is come out and lie. That's how much power the women have actually had. And when men see that, they say, well, wait a minute. A person can tell a lie and they got more power than my hard work. A lot of people, that's going to make a lot of people say, well, fuck it. I don't need to work hard. I'm just going to get by. Why? Because that way you ain't got nothing to take.
Okay, jump in. Somebody call my name. Jump in.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you. Did you see the NVIDIA conference the other day?
I haven't even seen it. No.
Okay. It's basically concerning the advancement in tech. Basically, he's the one who supplied the infrastructure for OpenAI, and now I think in the conference he said basically we are the iPhone event of ChatGPT of AI. Yeah, meaning what the iPhone did in 2000 what?
Yeah,
7, 8.
Same thing. Yeah, yep, it is.
So basically, what I'm asking is, even if the world is coming off the dollar, what America is gonna in the next 2 years, America is gonna innovate so much so fast.
Yeah. Which we said like in 16, 17, we said that?
Yep.
It's
so
here.
Is that even gonna affect us anyway, really?
It's gonna affect everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Most of the jobs are service jobs, okay?
No.
Just programming alone is gonna change things.
No, what I'm asking is in correlation to what the world coming off the dollar. But all the innovation is happening here in America, and it's only gonna exponentially happen in the next few years. So we're still going to be ahead if we manage it well, ahead of the
No,
world.
you're not going to be ahead because China's ahead of you.
When it comes to like on the line stuff and all like that, they're ahead of us when it comes to that.
Who do you sell to?
China and the rest of the world.
In the rest of the world, what happens if they lock you out?
Right.
Sure.
You have to understand how the dollar is built. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
probably should be on my Patreon. Okay, you have to understand what the dollar has been built on over the last 70 years. That's coming to an end. That's going to have a major effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's structural. Okay, outside of what do you call it? Tech. Because tech is nothing but AI is nothing but a program. That's all over the world. Okay, that can be replicated. They replicated Chat GPT with $600. Okay, it's all over the world.
Yep.
And you have like what, 5 of them competing for space right now? 5. Microsoft, with ChatGPT, Google. I think Meta has one.
Yes. I mean,
the Nvidia probably has one. So it's all over the world. Plus, there's a couple in China already. So
they're loving it. I mean, they got video, they got pictures of babies jumping out of airplane. Knowing, now it's not real, but they're loving it right now.
So, so how many people is it going to put out of work, sir? If he's listening.
Oh, I mean, I am.
How many people is it going to put out of work?
A lot. But
A lot.
The same effect is going to happen in China too, and it's going to couple with the problems they're having with the population.
Okay. Who has the bigger manufacturing base in the world?
Oh, they do.
They do. Okay. Do we still build shit?
Nah, not as much as we used to.
Where's the bigger impact going to be, here or China, when AI come in?
Here.
Here. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay. You should go find out. Go look at to Michael Hudson. Okay, about how the dollar is built. Okay, and the system that it's on. Okay. Go. You actually look him up on YouTube. He does quite a few videos about the dollar and de-dollarize. Okay. See what the effects are. Because right now you're guessing. Go ahead.
You know what, BGS?
Mm-hmm.
That conversation was actually interesting.
Okay, why so?
Because, a lot of people do not realize that this space is actually changing people.
Mm-hmm.
Even him, he's going to become a convert within about a year, maybe sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And think about it. A year ago, he wouldn't even dare come up on this space.
Truth always does that, though. That's what this space is really. We're more on the truth and logic.
Yeah, but
that'll always come around. I mean, people want to buck the system out there, but if the numbers ain't saying that, hey, truth and logic all the way.
The thing is, he comes with the same thing that the pro-blacks do. How it looks. Oh, what if you?
What it feels like. Right.
Blame this on the Negroes. Okay, passport bros are going to blame it on the Negroes. Pearl is actually going to come and destroy us. It's going to be blamed on us.
So it's always blamed on us. So I mean, here's the question. Like, say, if they're going to blame it on black men, say, okay, good. Add that to the list of other shit. I mean, it doesn't have any effect anymore. It's not a shaming language anymore.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree with that sentiment. And to Charles's point, no, it is changing him because he came in here with the whole aspect of need to go hide behind mommy's skirt, but us being behind mommy's skirt's not helping us. And it's coming to the point now where he can only sell that scare tactic to us before he realizes, hey, I'm a black man. I'm saying I should be afraid. So it is slowly changing. I mean, it's changing right now.
Yeah, it is. You can hear it. Because you have no answers.
Well, I mean, it's not that he has no answers. That he'd have to admit that he also should be afraid. He should also be timid in how he walks.
But no, they don't have no answers because when they sit up there and say that crap, they realize, well, wait a minute, maybe I should leave the plantation too. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
you start to
Exactly.
get, I hate to say this, start to second guess. Wait a minute, if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could go over there and they could make me the face of rapist or whatever, but what? Or stay here and be the worst.
I
I
mean, no, I
mean,
mean,
Somebody call my
you're
name.
absolutely right. We're
Somebody call my
already
name.
the mud still in the sin eater. So
right.
Yeah.
Was
It
he
could have been
treating the
worse.
situation
What?
like? Was he
Go ahead.
treating the situation like what's going on with the banks? Like he basically like, can we get to a safe space where we're not doing this because just Pearly's dangerous and it's gonna. So it's already in that direction. You can't stop it. It's like this economy right now. So what does he mean by just going to
I
bread tube and speaking less on the topic when it's already in this direction?
yeah.
Regardless.
You can't stop it. Okay.
no, I think he grossly underestimates the fact that if you're a black man in America north of 15, you already know there is no safe space.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right.
He knows it because he has to deal with it on a daily basis. If he teaches and deals with the justice system, he knows it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's impossible to be in the system for so long and don't know how it operates.
Yeah.
And see, that's the reason why. Because when I ask them certain questions, you already know the answers. Like that's why that deflection shit. It does not look cute on men. Sorry. And what's happening with a lot of these people? Remember, and I'm had to get on BGS's ass for a second.
What happened?
Remember what I told you a year or two ago when you were
What
like,
was it?
"Well, these intellectuals are trying to come for the space." What did I tell you?
What did you tell me?
Let them come.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'll become a believer because once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, you unplugging people slowly, and like I said, a lot of people they might even stay on their grind and try to say some shit the same place, but then a lot of motherfuckers are sitting there after they get off the panel thinking, well, goddamn, these motherfuckers is right, and I do see where they're going, but I never like I said, some people ain't at that level yet. They see what's going on, but they'll never speak what's going on. Because they don't want the backlash that comes along with speaking it. But a lot of people see it. That's the reason why you got so many times it'll be 400-500 people watching, but maybe 20 people chatting. Come on now.
I think it's crazy how he inflated our relationships with our mothers and women. It's like we
Mm-hmm.
care, but we're just looking at core things that if it was switched, things would be a lot different. Then you can't your relationship to your mother and the women in your family is not the same relationship to women in the streets.
Well,
So I didn't get his argument.
the thing is, what was the outcome
Right.
with the relationship with most boys? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is, you got content creators who are married, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who said, "Oh, they come from great families. Their parents." I don't want to mention the name, but they say there's never been divorce in their family. They have a black wife, all that stuff, right? And say, "Well, I don't understand what you guys are complaining about." And then sooner or later, they find out because they were confronted because it's so bad. They have no option but to be confronted with what's going on.
Right.
And once they realize it, they slowly start to turn to, "Oh, no, those guys have a point."
Yeah. I mean, these people didn't get to where they are for not a reason. They experienced it. And it just says you just realize you're just too naive and you haven't woken up yet.
Well, I'll use this analogy. I saw the John Wick movie, right? And one of the you can say he's similar to BGS, and he said, I think a lot of men, they use, how can I say this? Their ambition is too greater than what they're actually worth. And this is what you see with gentlemen like, again, not to throw shade on FD and many others who think that this ambitious this ambitious mindset, like this is how it really is. And it's like, no, brother, that's not what it's worth.
Right. In Harlem, it's worth $40.
Slightly off subject because I asked it in the chat.
Go ahead. It's AMA.
Well, BGS, I'd like to
hold on, Charles. Go ahead.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. What's his problem with thinking that everything must go through him? Everything Blackfoot related.
Through him or
Yeah.
through Jason Black, or what you talking about?
Yes.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Control freak, man.
Because people listen to him. That's why.
But here's the thing. What's his end goal? That's what I'm trying
to break up the manosphere, the black
Yeah,
manosphere.
that's what it
His
is.
end goal is.
No, I get
Jason
that.
Black.
I'm saying, what's his main goal for black folks? Period. For FDA, whatever you want to call it. What's his main goal?
He wants everything to go back to the way it was with black women being in charge. That's what he wants. You playing your traditional role, which is serve, protect, and fuck. Okay.
Right. Serve, sound like that. Serve, protect, fuck.
It's
CompuServe.
What is it? SPF.
You serve, protect, fuck.
Right.
SPF 40, huh?
Right. SPF 40.
Serve, protect,
But
that's a new one right there.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
but he sees a problem.
Hold on. Go ahead, Charles.
I'm going to bid you adieu, and I'm going to try to make this a happy birthday all day, even while in training.
Don't fuck too many bitches, man.
He's in Baltimore. He ain't getting nothing.
Oh, he's in Colorado.
He's in Colorado.
Well, you gotta understand something. If I was in Cleveland, I couldn't fuck any bitches there because them two big bitches that take up the whole population is already there. And I ain't trying to get.
They already at my house now. Remember, they already at my house. Now what?
Yeah, they are the house, nigga. Oh, I'm out.
I was gonna say, Jason Black has. It's to me, they've become a cult. That's how I see it.
They are a cult. They've been a cult for a long time. It's not new. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I've been around long enough to see it. Like I've seen the cults change. I remember. It's like I say, you've been around, especially in the beginning. You kind of know already. Oh, that's so and so. That's so and so's people. This is,
I mean, I try. I mean, I listen to some of the good sense he makes sometimes, but he's so egotistical. I'm like, at some point, I'm like,
he's no worse than Tommy.
In other words, if that's what attracts women.
Right. He's no worse than Tommy, dude.
His fan base is females, it's not us.
Right.
That's definitely not us.
But he acknowledges a problem with black females.
Yeah.
No, yes, but it's through him, through his lens.
What's his solution, though?
That's the thing.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He knows there's a problem. Mm-hmm. He acknowledges the problem. He complains about it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And he chastises some black women, half the time. And yet,
but the issue,
what's the solution?
That's what I'm asking. I'm like,
you bringing him up? What does he say? He don't have no.
I mean, that's the thing. I'm like, where is this going then?
It's not going anywhere. It's back to where it was,
bro.
SPF.
He's paid to make black women feel good.
Yeah,
bring a solution. That's what he's paid for.
The fact that a man
a lot of money in that too.
One at a time.
I was gonna say
a lot of money in that.
Yeah, I mean the fact that Jason is not married, has no children, but is trying to give men perspective on how to raise children. It is mind-boggling to me. It is one, and people bite the bait. They really bite, as if he really knows.
Yeah, but no kids, no woman, huh?
No kids, no woman. Yeah,
you're right.
You telling me step my game up.
One at a time, yeah.
No, like you said, he emphasizes, oh, you got to step your game up. You got to make more money. But I ain't never seen, again, we need receipts. Some brothers show receipts. At least show something. I ain't seen nothing from Jason to provide me like his theory works.
Well, but his theory doesn't work because it's proven wrong daily and on a constant basis. Because there are men at the top of their league, and they still going through the same shit that the motherfucker that make $5 an hour going through.
Hell yeah! Again, interviewed on why you cheated.
Right.
I'm starting to agree with him. He's very selective on who he goes after. And the one person I wish he would go after was Anton Daniels, because He actually, because like I said, Anton Dan was like married to a black woman. You know, all this stuff that he says that black men are not, Anton Daniel is. And even though Anton Daniel's like supporting Pearl in many ways, he still hasn't mentioned his name. He mentioned everybody else that he think he can go after, but not Anton Daniels.
He's not. He's after the black manosphere.
Yeah, he's
Anton
not.
Daniels is not part of the black manosphere.
Antoine is definitely not part of Black Manosphere.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
Every time you say Antoine, I think of the space guy Antoine.
Well, even BJS, would you say when he attacked MTR,
Okay.
and also I think what he did, lead attorney,
Yeah.
and they're not affiliate. What, in your perspective, why those particular, why those individuals, and do you think it was more of a hit job?
They're associated with whom before he died?
Gotcha.
Kevin, yeah, and they actually benefited more than he did. Because of Kevin, lead attorney, MTR, what's her name? Melanie King.
Yep.
Yeah, lead attorney. They all benefited.
Yep.
That's why they went after him.
Envy is a motherfucker.
Yeah, it is, especially in this space.
So that's one of the problems I've seen with a lot of black content creators that stems from back on, in the beginning. The problem is these motherfuckers try to act like y'all own the audience. And that's what just, to me, I think that's one of the, if you ever became a YouTuber, avoid, like if they come out, avoid those like 3 rules. Don't try to own your audience.
Yeah.
Don't try to always be up in beefs. And that'll probably hit those rules right there help you go way far.
Hey, BGS.
Yes, sir.
I dropped something in the chat. Just play the first 10 seconds. You will see, because somebody mentioned something about earning 6 figures, all that stuff. Just play a few 10 seconds, and you'll be like.
Okay, let me see what it is first. I hope it's not copyrighted. Nope. Okay. Now they want it to be played. Okay. I'll show you what it is. Okay. This is funny. Somebody blocked it already.
What?
Okay, no, it actually played. Okay. Age protected. Okay. All right.
Hey, y'all take it easy. Have a good night.
All right.
You said what do I get once I become the top 10%?
I saw this.
The same. Listen. I tell people the same bullshit at the bottom 90%.
Raise my value high enough to be a top 10, 20% man, because that's all the average women will actually settle for. Key word, settle for. Okay, but what do I get once I raise my value to that top 10, 20%? Okay, I get a girl that has given her mind, body, and soul to multiple other guys, her exes, and all of her exes ain't shit, yet somehow that's all she chooses. I get a woman with trust issues. I get a woman with abandonment issues. I get a woman who doesn't really respect men. I get a woman who doesn't have much of an ability to pair bond because she has had so much casual sex that she doesn't really form the deep soul tie connections that she probably has already formed with her exes. She's not even very submissive because the feminist movement made her a very masculine woman. She thinks it's cool to be a very masculine woman. So I don't even get a woman who's actually submissive and just will listen and hold herself accountable every now and again. I don't even get that. So I become a top 10, 20% man, and you can't even hold yourself accountable? Okay, let me get this straight. So as a man,
okay,
that's
all
it.
right. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, it should say this. As you become a top 10% man, what do you get?
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, basically, like I said, nothing. If anything, you get higher lawyer bills. You get higher forms of blackmail.
Yeah, it more or less said if you become a top 10% man, what you get is a passport.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not worth the squeeze. That's what they say.
Right. And what's so bad is too, I think that too, that's because even, me as a whore as I am, and I still go out and talk to people, but it's like, I haven't asked for a number in how long? I mean, I can't even, call because half the time you can disqualify them before you even ask for their number.
Yeah, we're going to go about 15 more minutes, guys, and we can actually wrap it up.
Sorry. Disqualified.
Are you not entertained tonight? Okay.
Edward won the link drop.
Go ahead. Say what?
Edward with the link drop for the last 15 minutes, I guess.
Okay. Hold on a
Well,
second.
but yes, I'm gonna say thank you for letting me on the panel again.
Oh, no problem. Yeah.
I'm gonna step down and let Ed
Hope you
take
find
over.
it. Hope you find it worthwhile.
Right.
Interesting to say the least. Okay. Never can tell before he drops in.
BJ's got an econ question for you.
Go ahead.
Obviously we saw Fed raise rates.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, we got, it seems like as we're seeing the trimming of the fat with all these corporations, and I know it's the market rally,
Yes.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
the question comes down, and my question to you is, do you think the Fed is going to stop from here at this point, right? Like everyone has this,
Ooh, that's a damn
because
good question, because you have they have to defend the dollar foremost, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
why the interest has to be raised. Will they stop and take that hit? I don't know. They're battling the bricks right now.
Right. And what's so bad is that the other countries, they got it to where they're really starting to attack America. And then the fact is, you got America falling apart how it is, where a lot of people even saying that Americans don't have any trust in the government. That's a real bad place. We're in a real bad place to be in, when it comes to the fighting that dollar fat crap. Because, I mean, when you got Americans sitting up here saying they have no trust in their government leaders, I mean, think about other countries hearing that shit,
Well, the thing they had that has nothing to do with it. What they do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. No, think about it. When it helps them if they want to go.
That has nothing to do with it. Okay. That had nothing to do with it. Okay. What they did, as far as what they did with the Ukraine and Russia, that's where it comes from. Okay. That's what's called. What you have to be behind the wall to actually get that kind of information. We already talked about that. There's a reason that it's being done. It has nothing to do with the government. As far as people's confidence in it, has nothing to do with that. Absolutely zero.
So you don't think it has nothing to do with how people they look at other countries has known what America's done, our track record.
It's okay. It's trust factor as far as how the money and the economic system is run. Okay, that trust has been broken. That's why you see what you're seeing right now.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. Right, right. They don't have no trust in that. When I say government, it's the money factor.
I'll explain it to you behind the wall, because if you follow the breadcrumbs, you would already know. Okay, I actually talked about this like a year ago. I was afraid this was actually going to happen, but we're here now, because I actually knew what the steps were and what the setup was. I actually see the whole board. The things that they did, it didn't work. This is actually the fallout.
Well, when you go off air, tell us.
Huh?
Yeah, it's behind the wall.
But anyway,
okay. All right, go
what's
ahead,
up, y'all? All right, this is the final thoughts.
We got about 10 minutes before final thoughts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I tried to, start up my own stream to promote the fight.
Okay.
Don King over there.
It wasn't really a fight. We weren't fighting.
That's what niggas can't get. Niggas ended up trying to ask me, nigga, was slavery embellished? I said, fuck you. Yeah, I don't do that purity test bullshit. But shout out to everybody that support it. But nah, man, like niggas are killing me with that shit. But nah, man, it's they told me a couple of things. Like he tried to shit on Passport Bros, or
yeah, he tried. Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to say we didn't do shit, and I'm like, oh, you said we didn't do shit. I was like, well, he over there, that should say something. We did that,
right?
We didn't do shit. Why are you strolling at 2:00 in the morning?
Yeah. 2:00 in the morning. I actually explained to him how we actually did shit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we can't. Well, now I can't say he ducking you anymore. So
no,
I got.
He came through, and he actually learned some things.
All right.
You know what's crazy, BJS and E? That I bet you if that brother went overseas, he'd be saying the same thing we saying. Man, I'm happy. Look at all these beautiful women. Look how nice it is. They're saying hi to me. You can't tell me a bitch in Chicago saying hi to you. So,
we got bored on my channel. So before I ended it, what we did was we played a game. We played an adding game. Middle school. We added up all the videos O'Shea did on Pearl. And we added it. We came down to 21, 22. Okay. And then we added up between both his channels, but we added up the view count and we added up the minutes. Okay. So it's about 4 hours of commentary and 1 million views.
Oh, yeah, well, he got his money.
Yeah, and one video, the video with the Sarah dude, that's got 106,000 views in like 14 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then his first video he did was like 154, and that was the one 8 videos ago. So that was like, oh yeah, he got something. All the videos hasn't popped off, but like the ones that have, yeah, So anyway, he YouTubing, so.
Yeah. What Jason Black had, what, 6,000 people on his live tonight?
No, he had
8,000. Okay.
Yeah, that's why he went 8 hours. He was trying to milk that shit. But here's the thing. Which one's smarter? Doing 1 million views over. See, that's where that matters. So it's like 1 million views with X amount of videos. But Jason got a different mission. Jason, like, nigga, the reality is everybody is not going to be on that pro-black shit as hard. It's like a lot of, even the people that listen to you, it's not so much, they are pro-black-ish, but they really it's not the same as what you think it is. It really is.
Yeah.
So
with Andrew Tate getting out of jail, man, that's gonna put a dent in what they're talking about.
Oh yeah.
A dent.
Oh yeah. So I mean, shout out there. I hope he lays low for a while because he got to get his footing. They be trying to fuck up his business and a couple other and I ain't even talking about the stuff that the girls. I'm talking about even the other stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to say this space wasn't effective. Doesn't mean anything. Said passport bros that came out of this space is global. How do you explain that?
Andrew Tate is a phenomenon. That didn't just come out. I'm not saying that didn't come out of a vacuum because a big reason why Andrew Tate blew up is because Kevin had kind of passed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was already in his momentum and that energy went somewhere. And then as far as, Pearl, it is what it is.
Sarah Garvey said the same thing. That vacuum had to be filled.
Yeah, and so what it was, because when Tate was over there, people didn't really know what it was. When he was on, because I first saw him like on Fresh and Fit, like he was doing an interview and he was saying some stuff that I agreed with, and he was being boisterous about it. But when like Kevin passed, like that's when it's kind of like the stuff just shifted, and it wasn't just all black people, it wasn't just all his audience. It was like a lot of people are starting to be a lot more vocal about what they really think, and yeah, it's we'll see. But
it just goes back to what
everybody's trying to come in and say you guys are not effective. Join us.
Right. Basically.
I mean that's what it is, and it's like that kills me is nigga, and this is why I said straight up. I said on Bernard's thing, this is not a negotiation. This is not an understanding. And notice how we're not going over there. Y'all are coming over here. We don't even go to the white manosphere like that. Y'all are coming over here. People are taking our stuff. We don't take their ideas. We don't talk about body count like that over here.
No. Well, some people actually realize
like that over here. That's what they talk about. We damn sure ain't talking about other groups sexually as far as like other men.
Mm-hmm.
But Edward,
y'all the ones worry about some BBC.
Edward, this is the thing. I try to tell people, as they say, the laws of energy. It's never really lost or gained, just transferred. And that's basically all they're trying to do.
They even got certain black characters on certain video games. Let's just say these dudes, they are big black dudes. Like, as far as they are black dudes. And if you beat them, I've literally seen other white dudes tell like, yo, you got BBC. I'm like, wow, y'all really on it like that.
Let me answer this real quick. Okay. You can't stop people from going over and actually doing sex tourism. Okay. Pookies are a part of you. You can't separate them. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to put up with it.
The reality is the money is always going to be a barrier to a certain extent. So yeah, there's going to be countries like DR and stuff that's going to be more like that. But like the further you go, like that's going to be harder to do in Asia because them tickets, even though they're inexpensive now, and the reality is the soldiers been doing it. Nigga, nobody's going over there and establishing fuck spots. They always have been established by the military bases around them. So you want to blame somebody, blame the soldiers and the white ones at that for the most part.
Yeah, you can't draw a line around a hashtag, okay? It's impossible.
Yeah, that's not the point of a hashtag. Now, within that, you can start like, shout out to Marty. Marty talked about, I'm gonna come up with a thing called jobless gentlemen. And you can retirees. And I said, that's gonna be good because you want to show people something and give something they aspire to, and if people want to do it, they do. If they don't, they don't. Kevin did a good job at doing that. But at the same time, dudes want to be, well, I just wish this didn't happen. Well, nigga, for the most part, like traveling costs money. So you know how niggas are with money. Well, but this is what bothers me. They act like all white folks got money that are traveling, man.
Right.
Like I done seen white folks
They
on
be the main
with
ones
backpacks.
backpacking.
You know what I'm saying? Going into little shacky towns, man.
Yeah.
Like, and this is the thing, man. And I wish brothers would stop looking at this so one sided. So one sided. Just, you know what I mean? Let brothers enjoy themselves. Let them see. Because most brothers don't even get to travel.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even get to experience. They can't even just go to a place of peace.
Why is Charles White attacking passport bros? Who cares? Who is he, and why is that going to make a difference?
Yeah, I mean here's the thing y'all don't understand. You talk about Charleston White. A lot of people are attacking him. Here's the thing. You hear what Auburn Preacher saying about him. The Charleston White basically got popular with what? People talking shit about him.
Okay.
Kevin got popular for the most part with a lot of people talking shit about him. So the reality is, the more you talking about it, understand something. Talking about it is an L in and of itself. Like with Pearl. Pearl is getting bigger and bigger and bigger because people can't keep their name out their mouth. Also, the angrier black people get, there's a demographic that might give her a look that might not have gave her a look.
Yeah, or white people. Yeah.
Yeah, and so which is a bigger demographic, by the way.
Guess what's happened
internationally?
Guess what happened to passport bro hashtag? White people are actually taking it over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and it's funny, exactly, and it's funny how and passport bro was never just meant to be like just racial. So it's interesting how, and that's why it's interesting, like why Austin quit passport bros, honestly, because it's kind of like they're not gonna put that on them white boys at the same way. And so the more the more multiracial it is, that actually gives cover to it. Now, should people actually pay attention to what they're doing, and we got to put out their ground rules? Sure. But at the end of the day, man, when you leave the United States doing stupid stuff is gonna find you.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, so people gonna learn real quick to not do that.
Yeah, that was another thing that that bothered me. Like, oh, you know, if a black man does something violent,
well, I left.
I'm like, brother.
We caught him. No, he didn't get
I
away.
would have broke every leg of the chair, and then
no,
he just would have been mad at me.
I'd have dropped you. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's when I left. I dropped myself.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I said, let me contribute. This would have been the woman's BGS for women all over again. No, I was actually civil when he was on there with Bernard, but the problem is it was too many niggas and he was bullshitting. He want to lecture everybody, and I'm like, nigga, fuck you and your lecture, nigga.
That's why we did. That's why we stopped it. Okay, everybody got to be civil and ask him questions and go back and forth. That's what we did. But go ahead, finish your thought.
No, I was just saying, what disturbs me about that gentleman is that he's probably beaten so many other brothers with that type of rhetoric. And they might bite that bullet, right? Versus actually have an alternative mindset and say, no, this can't be.
Could you imagine him talking that bullshit in the barbershop?
Well, basically, the academics are actually losing their battle. That's the problem that they're having right now. They're losing their battle. Okay.
And we ain't really, like, honestly, the black manosphere has never really moved like with military efficiency. As far as we've always we move like cats. Yeah, so if we ever focused at like any kind of a laser beam, like somebody was asking me about
that ain't coming.
It ain't. I'm just saying. If it was I'm not. He said.
Then we would be on the enemy's list if that was the case. They
come
for us. Yeah, they come for us. But go ahead.
But so my thing is let me say it this way. We got discords, but even in them discords, again, like cats, it ain't like even how the women operate. Them women, they got like ecosystems that you don't know about. Like Lipstick Alley is just the surface, the iceberg at the top or something like that. That's why when you see a lot of their channels get knocked down and stuff, they're able to rebuild them really quick because trust me, they be, I'm talking to females, they be on code. And a lot of these white dudes got Reddit. So, yeah,
that's why we're just better at doing what we do than they are. That's why.
Yeah. So
they're pissed.
Yeah, and so the thing is, you have a couple of people here and there that's put a lot of individual efforts. Like obviously you with your receipts. I'm not gonna deny certain things O'Shea has done, even though that bullshit. But even Angry Man. So the thing is, But so when they always talk about we haven't done anything, I'm like, dude, we've been kind of half-ass asleep. You ain't really seen nobody actually come in here and say, I'm going to invest money into getting speed. Like a Dr. C is I'm going to invest money on the low, speeding a lot of this stuff up. I'm going to invest money in getting like an email list created that I can put a blog on to reinvest. Like you haven't seen that on our side. Not really. And if you saw that, and obviously we would, met anyway. Like I said, ain't nobody really even moving at that level yet. And all it takes is a couple of people to do that. And clearly where they fucked up with Andrew Tate is that reminded people that could happen. So people can adjust to that, you know what I'm saying? So they play like Andrew Tate said, they played their card with that. So now we can see that. See, the best thing they would have had is surprise. They don't have that anymore because we know what they're willing to do. And they got too much shit to worry about too, as it is.
The timing could not have been better for me. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, you were just done with the video, and then you saw that.
And then it got released. Yeah, exactly.
I ain't even seen the video you did with Pearl yet.
Jeff, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
With the information obviously Tate being released, in your perspective, how does this actually adjust the pendulum moving forward?
Basically, depends on what he says. If he's quiet and doesn't say very much, probably not that much. But the thing is, can they put Pearl in place before Andrew Tate actually takes off again?
Well, I mean, the problem with Andrew Tate is it's really bad. Go
ahead.
These niggas. No, I'm looking at Duke and Don talking about the black manosphere is full of self-hating racists. Well, niggas, gonna shut your Nigerian ass up. I asked you if you wanted to date and go intercultural dating. Your ass pretty much said to where the white women at bullshit.
That's a tangent, but go ahead.
But anyway, all right, I'm gonna be done. I'm looking at my TV. But anyway, back to Andrew. The problem with Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate don't need social media.
He doesn't need to be what?
Andrew don't need social media like that. They can't, like, his money is very hard to affect. Like, even outside the women in the casino thing, I told y'all, he's got like 200. He has 200,000 people paying his company $50 a month in order to be in a Discord. He doesn't need, and he doesn't need. So the reality is, he can really use social media almost like Thanos with Infinity Stone. Yeah. And keep in mind, this happened after they blew. Think about it. They blew up all his accounts.
Does he want to go back to prison?
Oh, I'm not. Like I said, I think personally he's going to lay low for a while.
That will give them space to install Pearl.
I mean, they can install it. That don't mean shit. I mean, Pearl is not like the thing is. Andrew is cool with Pearl.
There's other things that will come behind Pearl, but they need Pearl right now to kind of slow things down.
I mean, I will see. Like, the thing about it is, I don't think Andrew is not. I don't even think he like looks at her on his radar like that. It's not an either or. It's kind of like
it's not about him, Ed. It's about everybody else. They're trying to control this. It's not about him.
So my thing is, what happens if they install her and then he pops off?
Well, that's to his detriment. What are they going to do to him?
Well, I mean. Well, at this point, we didn't know he was going to get out. So, I mean, it just is what it is. You got long for the ride.
He has lung cancer, remember?
Well, they said he had a dark spot. My mom had a dark spot.
And they said he had lung cancer, remember?
Like, they actually said that, or they say he had a dark spot?
They said he had lung cancer.
No, they just say he got lung cancer.
Yeah. In other words, that's what I said. I was afraid for him because they were going to try to kill him. Okay? You're one man against a billion people. Okay? Got to remember that. I don't know what they told him or how brave he is. Okay, he probably will lay low. Hopefully, he will for his sake. But they're trying to install Pearl in his place. They said that. That's why Business Insider, basically, Bloomberg said that. They put that out there for a reason. The thing is, what is it? They're trying to make her mainstream. Actually, we have heard the face of this movement.
These niggas gonna lose their mind.
They might.
Well, the dangerous part is,
but it's their play. Go ahead, James.
I was gonna say the dangerous thing is if he doesn't lay low and he becomes the agent of chaos, he becomes the Heath Ledger, right? They got their hands full.
Oh
They
yeah.
don't want him. They don't. Kevin. They made Kevin a martyr. Okay, I told him they made him a martyr. He's still around. He's bigger than he was when he was alive.
Yep.
Same thing will happen to Andrew Tate if they do the same thing. These boys will go nuts.
And I think that's the dangerous part because
That's the reason
Tate,
he's still alive.
yeah, Tate is and obviously what we witnessed and with the way information is, and now how he's already, as you mentioned, BGS, he's cultivated enough intellectual minds to say, "Hey, man, this is how they move. This is how they get down."
Well,
So go ahead.
well, he's an avatar for this energy that's out there. It has something. It has very little to actually do with him.
Yeah,
He's actually a focal point of this energy. If they kill him, it's actually be really unbridled. They're trying to focus it into Pearl instead of him,
yeah.
because Pearl is much more controllable and much more palatable for consumption.
It's gonna take more. Like my personal opinion, they're not gonna be able to just focus it into one chick because it's gonna be certain people that no matter what, she's a chick, and that's just not gonna stand. So
What
what?
I'm saying, it's more than just. It's not. She's not going to stand alone. It's more than just her. Okay. The thing is, there's a vacuum. They have to fill it with something. She's the one they're actually going to fill it with.
So
Kevin is just one man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Pearl is going to she's gonna have false multipliers. I think they're going to copy, repeat,
Yeah.
and just and try to replicate multiple pearls, right? Just enhance a couple of them, maybe in beauty, maybe in this. Because if you really, when Pearl first came on the scene, I was like, wow, she's not. I mean, she's like a 5, right? But at the
At
end of the
best.
day, right?
Mhm.
She's not for white women or white society, in my opinion,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
She doesn't come off as intimidating beauty wise, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And so that makes her very dangerous. That was one of the
Mhm.
things that caught my attention about her. She can slip right through. She can be docile, but
Okay.
mentally, she has a whole different machine that she functions on, and the people that are behind her. And that's what I think would be just stressing about is that if they can create multiple individuals like that, then that's when you're gonna have the run for your money.
Yeah. This is new. This is actually the new Pearl. Okay. Hold on. This is the new Pearl.
Young, inexperienced, don't know what I'm talking about. But I listen to what the men say every single day through consultations, through what I do for work, YouTube videos made about you guys. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just letting you know a lot of you are shitty wives. Did you know that 1 in 4 marriages are sexless? How are you a good wife if you don't even sleep with your husband? On top of that, we're not loyal anymore. Women leave 70 to 80% of the time, 90% of the time if we're college educated. How are you a good wife if you're not loyal? So a lot of the wives are triggered on this app.
Bang.
That's the new Pearl. Okay. You see that?
You know something has changed. If she stops getting banned from TikTok, yeah, that's the proof. For anybody that want to hold out, if she stopped getting banned from TikTok, that's how you know it's something behind that.
She's not gonna get banned, brother.
She's been banned about a couple of times.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's a running joke. Like Fresh and Fit, they've been banned 14 times.
Yeah.
But even with her, because the difference with TikTok is not so much TikTok algorithm, they don't really vet flags. They just let folks just get taken off. It's a running joke. So if that stops, then I already know what that is.
That's the new Pearl. Okay. That's what's coming. Okay. Closing thoughts, folks.
I'll start off and say again, BJS, thank you as always. For you brothers who follow the path of FD, may God be with you.
You ain't shit.
Because
He
I'm not even
pulled
gonna
that
say
in
that.
there. He stuck that
I'm
in.
not even gonna say may God be with you. I say go have fun with the devil. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how hot it
Sheesh.
is. Shit.
You ain't shit. But go ahead.
But besides that, again, wonderful conversation. Always a pleasure to be on. And at the end of the day, I hope brothers who listen to this space and understand one thing. It is about really understanding the truth, man. Don't sit here and just, believe all these myths, these these what do they call it, folk tales and all this shit, man, because at the end of the day, we all are sharing very similar experiences, even though we may not know each other. So we should always pay attention to what's going on. So
Did FD give us an alternative to the manosphere at any point?
no. He want me to chuck and drive with the women that make him happy. I don't want none of that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, first of all, James, FD needs to go work on his sign language because your sign language is trash.
he
I
told
don't
me
know
now.
who taught you that shit, but you came to the people that created BGS created that term. He probably don't even know that.
I think he does now.
I'll
I think he
I'll
does
take
now.
him to the strip club, man. He'll be all right, man. It's a big booty, man. With some shades.
Yeah, I'm about to go. I just want to say two things. Number one, today's April 1st. Fuck April Fool's Day. I can't stand it. I thought that was April Fool's joke at first. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, with FD? Okay.
I thought Charles and it was playing around. But number two, well, this is 1.5. We are only 3 months into this year, and all this bullshit is happening.
Yeah, it was a continuation from last year.
Can y'all even remember when people talk about going into the new year and shit? Well, it's going to be different.
They hope gas prices were actually going to come down.
Oh yeah, I had to fill up today, man. I almost ran somebody over.
Tate is Malcolm, Pearl is King. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this: all dogs go to heaven, all bitches go to hell.
All right, L. You still here? Porky, you still with us? Okay, maybe not. Go ahead, Judge.
Yeah, I'm here, but
Okay.
that's good.
All right. All right, Judge. No closing thought? All right. All right, folks. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hit the button. So peace out, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully tomorrow night on the Coliseum. Whoever actually puts it up. Anyway, peace and blessings.